Up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Minds, coming to you live 250 miles above your imagination in the international fake station with my good friend, Something Wong. He's here from the Communist Party to make sure that we toe the Communist Party line and brainwash you into thinking for yourself. I know those two things are contradictory to one another, but we don't give a shit because we're in fucking space. All right, enough of that. You kind of like that? The Bob Crew generation, ladies and gentlemen. The Bob Crew generation. Music to watch girls by. I just found out today that that has words. I didn't know that. All these years, I did not know that that song had words. Andy Williams actually sang it. And they're kind of catchy, just like that song. I've been having that song in my head here for a couple of days now, so I don't know what's going on. So Something is always watching. Yes, and he's always got that creepy fucking smile going on. That's right, Greg. But they kind of all look like that. That's why I could never be in a war with China. You know, I'd be like, I killed that guy like 8 times, man. Anyway, got a lot of good people in the house tonight. Oh, and just to keep you informed, our good friend Sean Hawkins is back. He has his channel going right now. He is restreaming us. I saw a thing come up about him earlier, and just want to put my best out there to you, Sean. How you doing, my simian-looking friend? Hope you're doing well. So, anyway, did you all see where there was Greta, the Doom Goblin? You know, how dare you? I thought this was kind of funny. Real quick, before I do anything else, I'm going to go here real quick, bring this up because this is important for our small-hatted friends in the world. We have to put this up. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use, and it is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right, now that that shit is out of the way. So we had a double entendre going on with our title tonight, Trash Talking Globies. Does that mean we're going to talk trash about Globies? And Brian Stabley's in the house. Brian, you're welcome to come up if you'd like. Pretty sure I pinned the link up in the top of the chat. Well, we got a lot of people here with us. Let's see. We got, of course, Brian of the... Oh, so does it mean that we're going to talk trash about the Globies? Or does it mean about Globies talking trash? Yes. The answer is yes. We're going to do both because that's how we roll in this joint. Get it? Roll, joint. You see what I did there? It's a little word shit going on. Woo! Cooking some chicken, but I can probably come up after I eat. Well, that would be wonderful. And you're, of course, welcome to eat on the show if you want to, too. I do it. What the fuck? I do whatever I want to. The only thing I don't do is, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Brian had a dude, I guess Brian had a watcher that was actually masturbating to his videos and shit, man, and telling him, making videos about it. I mean, wow. I thought I'd run into some kooks. The booger eating contest, that was pretty good. Any Brian that isn't blue is not me, guys. Oh, yeah. Any Brian that isn't me. Well, whichever. Let's just see who it is. Let's see which one it is. Let's just take a real quick look. Got to play around in here. So this one, if I go here, I can go to that channel. And that guy is legit. But if I go up here to this blue guy, did you already get rid of the blue guy? Okay, good enough. Good enough. I can't see that over here on the StreamYard side, so I had to go over to my regular chat. Yeah, I was figuring that's that guy. Let me make sure you got Down syndrome reality. Oh my God. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And plus, if he doesn't have a wrench, it's not the real Brian Stabley, because I wouldn't give some asshat a wrench. And I see how you could say Brian's an asshat, and so I gave him a wrench, and so technically I do, but that's not very nice, and we're not going to go there. So just, wow, I'm on a roll here tonight. Where am I at here? I got to go and find the one. There it is. Get that queued up, and then I'm going to give a good shout out to everybody that we got here. We got a good amount of people watching us right now. 65, it says. How many we got over here in the Rumble side? I see Twilight Nights in the chat over on Rumble. Be sure and hit the like over there as well, guys. If you're not subscribed to my Rumble channel, go over to SSUM369 on Rumble, and I live stream there as well. I want to get some more people from here over there so that we can jump from here to there and talk about some of the more taboo subjects that they don't really want us to talk about on this platform of YouTube. The overlords in the basements of Google freaking out over chasing shekels. Let me see here. So let's see. I got horse sheet. I like, that's a good one. Horse sheet. Has anyone seen Mike Hunt? Cole Stiles is here with us tonight too. Roger Ledwell. Good to see you, Roger. Greg Braden is here with us too. We've got Jehovah's lovely daughter, Barbara. Jeff Hunt. He's got a brother, Mike. Has anyone seen Mike Hunt? Eldon Bean is here. Awesome Town Matt. Good to see you, Awesome Town. For Jax, what's up, brother? The True Few, Chicago Cubby Bear. We've got, let's see, of course, Brian Stavely is here, the real one, and maybe a couple imposters may pop in, but we're gonna have to dispatch of those right off the bat, which I believe one of my very vigilant moderators has done already. Very good, whoever that was. I love how they delete their chats. Yeah, I know, Daniel. That's listen, we're dealing with, and this is the way I'm going to put it. I said it on Flatzoids today. What is up, right? It's Legion operating through NPCs, man. This is what we're dealing with. And as the time is getting shorter, and as this stuff gets wackier and wackier, you're going to see these people losing their mind and slipping even more. Even more. Let me see. I also have to, I wanted to cue that up because that was pretty funny. Let me see here. There was in my history, because this was funny. I don't really get a whole lot into a lot of this, some of this stuff, but do you all know who the Doom Goblin is? Greta. How dare you? She slipped up today or here recently in an interview. I caught this on there was a thing come across my my stream called Rotten Politics, and I do like to look at some of the things that are going on in that, because it's fun to keep track of what people are, what they're doing. Oh, it looks like we got another one here too. Let's see. We got another one. You know where they're coming from, Brian? You know why they're here and where they came from, don't you? They came from Sean Hawkins. Yeah. Yeah. Think about it. Just think about it. You know what's going on. So anyway, that guy right there. I'm sorry, Sean. I've never seen a motherfucker that looks so much like a monkey in my life. I don't know how you do it, but I swear to God, man, when I see that thing on Flatzoid with your face on that monkey body jumping around and shit, screeching, every time I see that, I laugh my ass off, because it is like the most appropriate thing I've seen yet. But in any case, we love you, Sean. We love you. Did I really say that? Oh, fuck. All right. Anyway, this was pretty cool. This was Greta the Doom Goblin, and she fucked up. So this is pretty funny. Oop.
Criticize the Doom Goblin before because of her age, but she's an adult now, so she's fair.
Yeah, they've shut down people real early on. Anybody that spoke up about Greta or anything like that, because she was a minor, and that was the excuse they used to shut people up. Say, "Oh, you're picking on a child." Okay, well, she's not a child anymore, so fuck her.
Game.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
And you're probably wondering who the Munchkin of Menace is. Greta Thunberg. Well, she was on the Hassan show and let the cat out of the bag. Literally. Have a listen, everyone.
Policy goal. If he rang you up and said, Greta, what should I do? What I can wave a presidential magic wand executive order. What should I do that I'm not? What would you say to him?
Well, nothing, because that's not democratic. An elected leader cannot do anything without support from voters, and I would not want anyone to do anything that would not have the support, because that would be undemocratic, and democracy is the most precious thing that we have, and we must not risk that. So I would just tell him to tell the situation as it is. Since the climate crisis doesn't exist, how can we expect people to want climate action? Since the climate crisis doesn't exist, how can we expect people to want climate action? Since the climate crisis doesn't exist,
Yeah, climate crisis doesn't. Thank you, Greta. The little Doom Goblin from, where's she from? Sweden or something like that? Yeah. Little girls from Sweden, silver screen dreams. Yeah, what was that? It's in that song of California Fornications, man. Anyway, Little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen quotations. There she is, right? All right. Anyway, okay, so we got this over here going. Anyway, the reason I did this was because recently I ran across on the You Are Mopped channel. I don't know if you're familiar with the You Are Mopped channel or not. Flatzoids talked about him a few times on his show. I don't like the thought of her gobbling. Yeah. I've seen some pretty fucked up memes about her recently too. Probably have been waiting into the wings for people just going, I can't wait till that bitch's birthday. I'm gonna throw everything I got out there. God damn it. Anyway, You Are Mop channel. He had another anti-flat earther, flat earth hater, Dave McKeegan, and they did a little show on there. He did a little interview with him, and I thought this was pretty interesting. We're going to go over this because some of the shit these people say, like this Sabina Hosengeller or whatever her name is, she just kind of popped out here out of the woodwork, out of nowhere, and we're gonna take a look at some of her crap too. But right now, this is You Are Mopped. He's got 16.7 thousand subscribers. And of course, Dave McKeegan, who has an unreasonable amount of subscribers too, for their content. I mean, I cannot believe they got to be propped. That's all I can say. They got to be propped. But in this video, he does mention going on Rachel's, and I was like, okay, that's all I need to know right there. So let me bring this up. It's titled "The Problem with Flat Earth Belief." Now, first of all, I wasn't aware that there was a problem. Okay, how is there a problem? To start with, why would that be a problem if people don't believe in your globe? I don't understand how that would be a problem. We don't want Luca, Access Mundi does. Nobody does, really. And that's why I feel, see, even though the kid in the corner is a dork, it don't give somebody the right to beat up on him, and sometimes I feel bad for the guy, so he's at least kind of nice. He's not like some of these haters, but then he just gets fucking irritating, I mean, it's just like, how do you do that? I mean, I don't want to be a dick to him, but I also don't want to encourage his retarded shit, I mean, so I just lay it to him. And after a while, I'm like, look, you're starting to irritate me. I'm going to get rid of you. You got to stop. Anyway, no further ado. Here we have Mopped. That's the guy on the left, in case you don't know. You Are Mopped. Yeah. And Dave McKeegan. Now, one point is made by this guy here on the left that I think is rather interesting, and I've brought it up myself, but they just kind of brush through it. We'll go ahead.
All of them have been debunked 101 times.
Why is there no noise? Why am I not getting any sound? Hold the fucking phone here. Let me look at something. Hold up. I might have the tab muted. Hold up. Oh, my word. What? Did I just lose my speakers or something? Hold on. Let me try something here real quick. No, I didn't. It's that video. Well, I'm just going to refresh it. No, why is there no video? Why is there no sound? Oh, okay, I did have the tab muted. Dadgabbit. It wouldn't show. All right. We're better now. We pride ourselves. It's this bird's fault, is what it is. He's supposed to be running the technical aspect of this, and he's really been dropping the ball. I'm about to tell Winnie the Pooh on you, and he'll jettison you out the airlock. Okay, something wrong. We're not going to tolerate this shit anymore from you. So anyway, let me bring this back up. Wow. All right. So let's see if we can make it run.
All of it have been debunked 101 times over.
Okay, still no
But
sound.
from much as flat earthers
What the
say
hell?
you should question things, they never seem to question their
Hold
own
on a
logic.
minute here.
Rachel's a bloody force to be reckoned with. The worst day for flat earth is when she realized that she was wrong.
What
See
in
a true
the
flat earther?
flying rat's
Not a bloody
ass
chance
is
in hell.
going on? Let me try something here.
In the city of Chester and
Stop sharing it again. God damn it. Why does it keep muting my tab? This is pissing me off.
all of them have been debunked 101 times over. Listen, from much as flat earthers say you should question things, they never seem to question their own logic. Rachel's a bloody force to be reckoned with. The worst day for flat earth is when she realized that she was wrong.
Is he a true flat earther?
Not a bloody chance in hell.
Damn.
See.
Today, I'm speaking with Dave McKeegan. If you don't know, Dave is a popular YouTuber, science communicator, debunker, and professional photographer.
Science communicator. What is this? This is a new title now people are using. I'm a science communicator. Ho, ho, ho. What the fuck? Come on, y'all. This guy, right off.
We covered a variety of topics, and I've broken our conversation into two parts. In this video, we discuss flat earth indoctrination, the different levels of dishonesty among flat earth content creators, their explanations as to why anyone would want to keep the shape of the earth a secret, the psychology of belief, religion, and other things. In part 2 of our conversation, which will be available 2 days after this one, Dave describes the evolution of his YouTube channel, that time a flat earther challenged him to photograph the International Space Station, and more. There'll be a link to part 2 in the description as well as on screen at the end of this video. Big thank you to Dave for the conversation. I've learned a lot from his videos over the past year or so, and the fact that he's debunking flat earth and other conspiracies the whole time makes it even more enjoyable. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I highly suggest you go and check out his channel. There will be a link in the description below. As always, if you enjoyed these kinds of conversations and
we don't,
I have to ask, how long have you been working for NASA and what are they paying you?
Well, unfortunately, I've signed a non-disclosure agreement. I can't tell you that.
Yeah, okay. But you do admit to working for NASA. Good, good. That's what I thought. Your YouTube content for the last year and a half has been mostly now flat earth. It's using science and photography and your knowledge of it to push back and debunk some of the claims going around on YouTube. What are you hoping to accomplish with this? I've asked this of Dan and MC Toon. What are you hoping to accomplish? Who are you targeting when you publish your videos?
To be honest, I'm kind of just targeting anybody that wants to listen. Because at the end of the day, I did this as a t-shirt design, took the play on the old "you can lead a horse to water" expression, and just said you can lead a flat earther to knowledge, but you can't make them think.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's people that actually want to learn. Are actually interested in listening and taking on board opposing thoughts. Then great. The fact that people who
wait a minute, you can lead a flat earth. See, that's what's so stupid. But you can't make them think. It's by thinking that we were able to get past the dumb programming that has been put forth. What are you trying to do? Just go back and say, no, look, here's an authoritative source. Believe this. Don't believe your own senses. Don't believe common sense. Don't believe logic. Believe in these scientifically impossible fucking things. You see, these people there's an agenda. There's an absolute agenda with this, and they are scared to death. This is why you're going to see more and more of this shit coming out. Watch.
Who don't believe the Earth is flat, and the people that know we landed on the moon are watching my videos and still learning from them. Is great for me. And the thing is, the knowledge goes both ways as well. Like loads of people say, why am I wasting my time making all these flat earth videos? Well, some people might genuinely want to learn about some stuff, and there's things that I know that other people might not, and so that's giving them knowledge. But also then people comment on the videos and expand on points that I've made or give more information. I get emails on an almost daily basis from people saying, you know, you should check this out. Have you considered doing videos about this? And there's so much that I've learned that 18 months ago I knew nothing about.
What was your experience in physics up until, well, prior to making that first video?
Officially, like kind of education wise, I did physics up to A level. I did physics, maths, chemistry, and computing at A level, and then went on to university and did the degree in computing.
What is A level? Can someone tell me what is A level? Is that like some kind of that's got to be UK, right? Is that what we call, like, you know, primary school up through high school, and then you go to university, I guess, or whatever? Does anybody know? So he's been just given, basically his answer is the same shit that everybody else gets. No extra studies in physics other than what people give you in high school. All right, I get it. What is it? I don't want to. Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Well, physics in general, I don't know. I've always enjoyed physics and really just science as well. But physics mainly I've really enjoyed and wanting to understand how things work. Like when I started doing photography videos, most photography channels were doing either review.
Photography is not physics.
Reviewing gear, how well does it work? You know, is it good value for money and stuff? Or we're doing videos about taking photos, the actual photography.
It's optics. It's different.
Process and the artistic side of things. Whereas I started then doing a lot of videos about.
I think somebody said he's not blinking. Yeah, I know. He's there. He goes. I caught him mid blink. Like a, what do they call it? A homunculus? Isn't that what they homunculus or a, yeah.
He breathes through his eyes. So.
Breathes through his eyes. What critter? There is a critter.
No, we're him up a long time ago.
What kind of critter is that breathes through its eyes? There is something that does that. I don't know.
A salamander?
You know, it might be.
Oh, we took him apart on FPD, dude. Yeah.
Salamander has gills, I think.
Does it? Huh.
He says he's just Anson.
I have to look that up.
Anson, is that A school? What he was talking about? Is that just like, you know, K through 12, like we have here in the States? You know, kindergarten up through high school, and then you don't have to go to college. It's just the basic public education system. I don't know.
No, Dave likes triangles. That's his Achilles heel. He does 90s everywhere he goes. So he has to have a flat surface to work with every time he goes into it. And the only reason he's in it for the views. He's not in it to debunk flat Earth. He's in it for the money. He's getting paid big bucks. His views went way up as soon as he started doing flat Earth videos. So he just continued. And now he's an expert on it. Yeah.
It's frogs that breathe through their eyes. You know what else too is, if you ever notice when a frog, if you've ever seen them in person or watch a film of them when they zap a bug and they eat it, you'll see their eyes close and go flat. It's because they use their eyeballs to push the fly down their throat, man. Ain't that crazy?
Weird.
Yeah. Freaky little creatures, man.
And they say somebody didn't create that.
Yeah, I know. This is some of the shit that gets me. Is like that. There's no way that it's a random accident. You know, 1 in a billion. You know, we used to listen to old Carl Sagan. He's like, and billions of tiny little stars that make up the stuff of life. You know, and it's just like, oh fuck, Carl Sagan, hey, pass that bong over here. We're watching Cosmos, bro.
Oh, Johnny Carson, that was his favorite toy, was Carl Sagan. He'd have him on just for the fucking laughs.
Oh yeah.
Bring him on.
Bring him on. What the fuck? Why not? And then
the great Christian.
Ed, he since he wasn't passing out checks for Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, he was there to say, "Yes, right, you are, Johnny." That was his job.
The epitome of an yes man. That was it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I thought that when I was a kid, man. I was like, that's a hell of a job. You just sit there and agree with the guy. Fuck, I could do that.
Yeah, I think Ed paid his dues though.
Yeah, they took away the Publishers Clearinghouse, man.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that? Yeah, I mean, are you aware that you're aware of that Mandela effect, right?
Yeah, I heard about it.
I mean, it's like, what? No way. I know better than that. Because I remember making my mom cracking her up because I was just fucking with her. I was like, if they came here with one of those really big checks and what would you do? And she goes, oh my God, I would be so happy. I was like, yeah, but how would you get that to the bank? How are you going to fit that in your car? You can't go to the drive up. And she's like, oh my God, I never thought of that. That is funny. Because like, can you see somebody walking in, standing in line at the bank with a great big fucking billboard side check? He's just standing there in line with everybody else, Take out
the next
giant pen and his name.
The next check you get, you should blow it up and walk to the bank with it. Take a big gold word. They look at you like, what? That's funny.
Yeah, you're never going to get that up the vacuum tube at the drive-through. I'm sorry. It's just not happening.
The physics behind how does, what determines focal length and how the aperture numbers, what the hell does all that mean? Really wanting to, for my own benefit, I wanted to understand what everything meant and then share that knowledge as well. And the same kind of thing with doing these videos. I don't know why I inherently seem to have a method of explaining things that people find engaging and understanding. That I don't know exactly what it is, but the way that I can explain things just is, I say, dumbed down, but it's simplified enough that it makes it really obvious for people who maybe knew the basics or had heard the explanations but couldn't get the pieces to all fit together. So that drives me to make the videos as well, is the fact that people are still learning from it, whether they're a flat earther or not. They're still able to learn from it.
You don't go after flat earthers despite receiving a decent amount of ire and videos targeted at you or reactions and quote unquote debunks of your videos, and your response is always measured, straightforward, and fact-based.
I can't be bothered kicking up dirt for it. I know some people have been led down a rabbit hole by deceitful people, and it's not really their fault.
Here we go.
The way some flat earthers portray things can be quite convincing, and I know a lot of people will get very defensive when they're accused of being an idiot and kind of close themselves off. So I think some people, if you've got a flat earther who gets called an idiot, they're just gonna mentally switch off and check out from any explanation, because they're just gonna think I've just been insulted. So I tend to stay clear of that and think I will just present the information. Either people are gonna listen to it or they're not. If they are, great, they can make up their own minds. If they're not, it doesn't matter what I say.
I've asked everyone I've spoken with their opinion on the honesty of some of the flat earthers that we're aware. This is separate from the people who are consuming content. 100% certain that there are people watching those videos that are just, like you said, have been fooled and deceived into believing the earth is flat. They just maybe didn't have the formal education.
Hold on, wait a second.
No.
And formal education, what does that actually mean? That the brainwashing didn't stick?
Yeah, that's exactly what he means. Nathan has broke down every video that he's put out against flat Earth. He'll go to his channel, watch his breakdowns. He just tears each one of his explanations apart why it isn't a flat Earth. He gives everything from universal mounts to photography, and Nathan will walk you through why you need a flat Earth to do it on to start with.
Oh, he asked him, he says, do you think Nathan Oakley's a true flat earther, really believes the earth's flat? And he says, no, not at all. And I'm like, are you fucking shit?
He's nuts, dude. Yeah, Nathan knows overall in general all the little tricks that they do to present a globe on a flat Earth. Yeah. And that's the whole point. He breaks it down. The world is dealt with, navigated, and measured flat everywhere.
Yep.
There are elevation differences, but overall, and even in flight, everything to helicopters, all the effects that they talk about. Yeah,
right. We have topography, okay.
Yeah,
but it's set on a level base. That's where we're at. We're live on PJ Krushank's channel too right now. So hey, we got these two channels re-streaming us tonight. That's pretty cool.
Nice of them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What's up, PJ? We got a few other people came in here. HE Media is here with us. Oh no, it may be old news, but it has just been proved that the feed from the ISS is fake. Well, I already knew that, but yeah, I mean, I already knew that, but yeah, cool. If it's a recent video or something or whatever, come on up on the thing and and share it with us.
Go for it.
Or tell have one of my moderators let Barbara know what channel, or Ryan it's on, and we'll get it up here. We'll look at it. We're gonna look at a little bit of this one here, and then I want to bring up this what the hell I can't never remember her last name. Sabina Hosenfelder, who is it's like, what in the hell is going on? Where did she come from? I'd never heard of her before, but she seems to have.
She's been around. She did a couple of videos on us, and she's hoping that we were going to go away. and it's grown bigger. She freaked out and made another one. I'm afraid of flat Earth. Yeah, but if we had our day in court, you know who's going to win. We have more physical evidence.
It's already
we've done it. Yeah, so that's what they're trying to do. Try to do a legal fiction out of it, make us seem crazy in the process.
Well,
that's
her video, the video we're going to look at is called "Why Flat Earthers Scare Me." Why would that scare you? I mean, why would that scare you? Like, what do we sacrifice people or something, or are we doing some kind of a crime, or are we causing some injury, loss, or harm to another? I don't.
But the criminals that are in power are globalists for the most part.
Well, so it's dangerous.
It's for them. It's their profit. They make money off of it, and it goes to the institutions. They teach this stuff, and if they're proven wrong, they'll have to change curriculums. And they've done it before. Back in the 30s and 40s, they were teaching flat Earth in public schools.
Sabina Sloppy. Sabina Sloppy Heifer. I like that. Anyway, let's get through a little bit of this, and then we'll see what's up. I'm not going to play the whole thing. This is just more of this desperation. Sabina's really got some crazy ideas. That video of hers, she shows some shit on there that just will crack you up, man.
Well, she admits she's stupid to start with.
People creating the content. I asked Rachel last night. The first time she heard of Flat Earther was through Eric Dubay and his 200 proofs. So let's start there. Does he actually believe the Earth is flat, or is he just a grifter?
I've not given much time to Dubay's videos. I think I watched one, and then I ended up making a video referencing it because he doesn't give, as much as he talked about wanting to give scientific observation, scientific explanations. His videos just entirely seem to be memes and him talking complete crap over the top of them. Effort in explaining the flat Earth or any of it, he seems to be threading a line of.
Wait a minute.
No, they would eat him up, man.
Yeah,
200 proofs.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and you have to understand too. Of course, a lot of these videos are not going to go in and start fucking blasting you with physics formulas and shit, because that's a snooze fest, right?
Well, get his book.
You go in there, you're talking to laymen. You're talking to your fellow man.
Yeah, the next man's not going to get it all.
Right, and if you're going to communicate the complicated, then you just give them to the things that are observable, that they can check for themselves, that they can see for themselves. And this has been the whole problem. Well, I don't see a rotating ball. That's because you're not a scientist and you don't understand this, that, and the other. And it's like, no, it's because there's nothing fucking moving, man. It's not.
Well, the thing is, that it's not just all science. The shape of the Earth has nothing to do with science itself.
No,
scientific.
No, in fact,
geometry.
It goes against it. It goes
what they call science.
Basic physics and scientific proofs. It totally violates all of those right from the inception.
Well, that's why we have a leg to stand on. That's why they haven't outlawed flat Earth. Like, oh, you can't talk about it. They can't tell you that. No, they're going to try to. And then they'd rather make you look crazy.
Look what they've done in Canada. They
I
passed
haven't
the
seen
law
that.
here now where they can arrest people retroactively for what would be deemed as hate speech online.
Okay.
So they can
That's
go back 10 years and say, oh, you said this 10 years ago on Facebook. You're under arrest.
wow. I didn't know that.
And now here in the United States, it's passed through the House. It's now in the Senate that it make it illegal to say that the Holocaust didn't happen, to say that Jews run the banking industry, to say that even that the Jews killed Jesus. So what would that do? Would that outlaw the Bible now? You see, this is a slippery slope, and I don't care what somebody writes down on a piece of paper. I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to, when I want to whoever I want to.
Yeah,
You'll have to kill me to stop me from doing that, and I'm not afraid to die.
Yeah, well, the mainstream Hebrew cosmology is a flat cosmology to go with it, and it's what I don't understand why it's turned against. But if you look at the Talmudic philosophers, and they're the ones that push the spinning ball dogma. So
Right.
the mystics, the mystic Talmudics, they're right in that field. So
Right.
don't, and to say the Holocaust never happened, that's a bold statement. My grandfather was in the Battle of the Bulge. He freed 3 different camps. He photographed them. It weren't just Jews that were in the camps. There were
Yeah, I know.
gypsies, vagrants, and all kinds of folks.
Nobody denies concentration camps.
Yeah, they were there. They were physically there.
What is denied is a mass extermination effort.
Yeah, I don't think as many people died as they say died. They like to blow things out of proportion just to get sympathy.
Most of those people died as a result of Allied bombing raids, not the explosions themselves, but the destruction of the infrastructure that allowed supplies and medications and things like that and clean running water to these camps. So pretty soon typhus sets in, and now we have an epidemic going on. It's nothing compared to what Eisenhower did to the disarmed combatants. He was very careful not to label them POWs so that he did not have to abide by the Geneva Code when it came to the treatment of prisoners. And he pretty much systematically starved out the German people. And yeah, it was an extermination effort. Absolutely 100%.
I think during war times, things get overlooked, and it's like a hindsight kind of thing. Nobody, like my grandfather, actually, when he was freeing the camps, he actually took physical Polaroids of the bodies and the people that were still in the camps. I got to see him when I was a kid growing up. He actually had the photographs.
He was at Bergen-Belsen.
Yeah,
he was at Bergen-Belsen. Do you know what Bergen-Belsen was?
No, I don't.
It was a quarantine camp for typhus victims.
Huh.
Yep.
I didn't know that. My grandfather never talked about these things.
Yeah, he probably wasn't allowed to. He probably wasn't allowed to because those troops were accompanied along with the United States Army Psychological Warfare Division, complete with a Hollywood film crew.
Wow.
Yep.
That's nice.
Anyway, back to this.
All right.
Trying to sow doubt into people's minds and then just leaving them to go and find their own way from there. So I don't think he's overly honest about it, but I've not given... That's only from what I've seen. I've not watched too many of his videos, to be honest, because there never seems to be anything really within them.
Now he's getting ready. He's going to talk about my good friend Flatzoid. And this is
all right, good. Everyone gives a very similar response. He's a tough one because he's very closed off to the community. I want to ask you about a couple others who are kind of the opposite and who have made videos about you, and you've made videos about them. Let me ask you about Flatzoid.
Flatzoid's a bit of an interesting one. The amount of devotion he puts into arguing the points, it seems like he genuinely believes it. But he's also been caught out many a times where he gets proven wrong and then just kind of steers clear of it. And I think that for me is where, with a lot of flat earthers and people in general, I think conspiracy theorists in general, that is where honesty comes in, is not getting something wrong, because everyone's human. Everyone's going to make mistakes. I've said things before that, through I've just misunderstood something or not found all the information and ran slightly in the wrong direction, and people have corrected me about it. It's what you then do, having learned that you are wrong or getting caught out. If you're going to turn around and own up to the mistake and say, actually, no, I said that was incorrect, then, adjust accordingly. That's being intellectually honest. The dishonesty side of it is turning around or just turning a blind eye to it and carrying on down that avenue of spouting the same thing. And Flatsoid's been caught out on many times where, like, he will bring up some citation. He did it the other week. He brought up gravity and gas pressure. He was having a debate with, I think it was FTFE. And he kept bringing up where's the equations for gravity in gas laws. And then brought up a website that had a little interactive animator thing for gas pressure with no sign of gravity on it. So he's taken it as, well, there's no gravity in gas laws. But
that's not where that comes from, Keegan. Not at all. That comes from the fact that in any gas law or formula, we don't have gravity. Sorry.
He's just completely wrong.
It's not because of an interactive
demonstration.
It's not because of an interactive demonstration at all. It's because the demonstration didn't even have, I don't know where they got that. I got a bookmark, that one that's got the lots of gravity you can add to it. Well, what is that? What is one gravity? What is that supposed to be? And how much is lots of gravity? It doesn't say.
One gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared.
Is it,
right?
according to that thing? According to that demonstration?
Well, that's 1G.
No. It starts out in the middle of the slider.
Can I take everybody back for a second? Just 1 second. Gravity has never been a proven force.
No, it's not.
They have superseded it. Yeah. So the whole point is, apparent is not a force. They don't know the cause of why there's a downward bias. It's never been proven.
It's like
they're giving it a name.
It acts like a force, but it's not a force.
Yeah, but what is it?
How
does it act like a force if it's not a force? What does
it
do?
It does the same things as a force would do.
Well, can you prove that if there is such a thing as gravity, can you prove that it affects an unbonded molecular substance such as gas?
Yeah.
You can? How?
Well,
go ahead.
The gas gradient.
That's due to pressure. That's due to temperature.
Yeah.
What?
You can.
What, you think it gets hot and the hot air rises?
No.
That's what causes the gradient, dude. Like it's colder up high, there's a less of a gradient. It's warmer down lower.
Yeah.
It's because of buoyancy.
Yeah, and it doesn't include anything to do with gravity. Gravity is out of the equation, dude.
No,
they just assigned a G to it.
Yeah.
Density and buoyancy sort out the rest. Yeah, they do it. You can just place it. Go ahead.
Buoyancy has a G in it.
No, it doesn't.
Which is just
the original equation did not.
Wait. Buoyancy has a G. What is the G in buoyancy, Luca? What is the G in that formula?
Gravity.
No, what is it though? Has to have a number. What is it?
Gravity.
What is it? It has to have a fucking number, Luca. What is the number?
It's a 9.8 meters per second squared thing.
So it's an effect.
What causes it?
That you assume is caused by gravity. You're assuming that effect is caused by gravity. Okay.
It's not scientifically proven.
So we can change the little g to a little a for acceleration. Okay.
That's what it was to start with.
Well, an A. Well,
there it is.
They added that.
An acceleration.
Prove that it's due to gravity.
gravity is an acceleration. Now, give you that.
Well, that's
Gravity
your
is acceleration.
postulation.
Yeah,
That's your
it's-
postulation.
Congratulations.
So if I
It's
hit
A.
wait a second. So if I hit the gas pedal on my car, that's gravity making it go forward?
No.
Well, you said it was gravity was acceleration.
Gravity is an acceleration.
What about a
but it's
helium
not
balloon?
an
If I let loose of it,
acceleration
it goes
for
up like that.
everything.
Is that gravity, the
Yeah.
It's
acceleration?
not an acceleration for
There
everything.
goes gravity.
It's just a
Well-
acceleration.
Well, there goes gravity.
No, it's a acceleration, not every acceleration.
Well, that's what you're claiming.
No.
Yes.
The gravity is the acceleration is due to gravity, which is
Prove
just
it.
one.
Prove
It's
it.
just a
Prove that it's due to
acceleration.
gravity.
Well, you got to prove gravity first. You're putting the horse before the cart, or behind the cart.
Let's. Well, what they say gravity is mass attracting mass, right?
Yeah,
That's
well,
what
they are
say
full of
gravity
horse
is.
shit because that nobody's ever observed that.
And
Okay,
those
well,
they
that's
say
just
that a
wrong.
man can have a baby. Same thing.
But that's just
They're
wrong,
making this stuff
because
up.
the Cavendish experiment and the
That's not an experiment.
Schehallien
And how did they negate gravity in order to prove gravity?
and the Schehallien too.
Yeah, so
Wait,
the
what
whole
was
thing's hooked to the earth, right?
Was the Schehallien gravity, or was that another one?
You don't have any proof of gravity. Sorry.
No,
But we
it's
did.
just
It's a
it's
fantasy.
just part. What's the proof?
It's
And how can something have a mass if the molecules are not bonded to one another? Unless you have those molecules collected together in a volume.
Mass is just matter.
Well, okay, so then the mass of air is whatever the mass of one particle of air is. Because they're not hooked together, man. You can only have them in a volume if you contain them.
Yeah,
And
they're free.
So sorry.
You can
They're not bonded.
You can think of the gas in the air like water in the ocean.
No, you can't,
as
because
it's
those are two
everywhere.
completely separate fucking states of matter. They're both fluids, but they do behave differently.
Buoyancy
Hey, look.
works the same way in air as in water. So
Yeah,
for
so not
buoyancy,
gravity.
you can assume that the gas and the air and the water are similar.
They are similar.
that
That's why
they-
they're both considered fluids. Are they the same? No, they are not. Do they behave exactly the same? No, they do not. Do they behave similarly? Yes, in most
For
instances.
buoyancy, they
So-
act the same.
So, Luca, would you say all three states of matter actually adhere to temperature and change when you change their temperatures?
Depending on what they are.
Oh, well, liquids freeze when they get cold. They evaporate
Yes.
when they get heated. Okay. Where is gravity involved in that situation at all?
What? That
Well, let's say the change, the phase change between liquids to gases. How does gravity have any effect in that? Where is the gravity in that equation to begin?
Why would it? Why would it?
That's what we're saying. Why does gravity have anything to do with any of this at all? It has nothing to do with it. It was just yeah. They added the G in there for the Freemasons so they could throw in the ball, and that's what they wanted to do. They wanted the pseudoscience and the mysticism to sink in deep, and that's what happened. And they teach it in schools as actual scientific fact. They have no proof of a gravity of any kind. And even Newton recanted the whole thing at the end. He's like, dude, you can't even apply that to anything in the sky or the known universe, as you would call it, to work. And now his laws of motion actually have some validity to it. But
All he said was he didn't want the gravity law subscribed to him.
Yes, exactly. There's a reason why he didn't want it, dude.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow,
I know the
Luca,
reason.
use your fucking brain besides Google. Stop using Google and use
I
your
know the
fucking
reason
brain
why.
for a change, for crying out loud. Do you not know how to go through sequences of events?
Because it was
Why did Newton say he didn't want his fucking name ascribed to it? There,
Because it
that's
was
what we're getting at,
incomplete.
bro.
It was incomplete. That's why.
Because it was a bunch of bunk. And
He threw it out.
Like it. He
Yeah.
didn't like the thought of.
Well,
you
nobody
know,
does. I mean,
magical
it's
mass
stupid. I
attracting
mean,
mass
really,
that
after all these years, after since the fucking 18th century. That's all we've got. That's it. Is Cavendish. Show Cavendish attracting fucking air.
It's not sustainable, man. The experiment is so fickle. It's just really hard to do. It doesn't work in a natural world. They have to eliminate. Well, they try to they put it in a vacuum chamber now because it doesn't work in just like anything. And even when they do get it, yeah.
Well, what did they do? What did they do? What did the vacuum chamber do? What was the IV in the vacuum chamber? It was the
IV.
It was the medium.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. And so what's that tell you? It's the medium.
They changed the IV by putting it in a vacuum chamber.
Yeah. The medium is the IV.
That would be the IV could be many different things you could account for.
Like what?
It's many independent variables.
Is there? What is there? What independent variables?
Like wind.
Okay.
Other matter in the room at the same time that could be affecting the pour.
Right. Yeah. So how is your fucking Cavendish even working then? So
well, it is.
So you just debunked Cavendish. Thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't work in. This is not natural science at all. There's nothing in nature. They're trying to supersede natural circumstances by making a vacuum chamber and putting two balls in it. They're trying to figure out what's going on in the sky above your head with these orbs in the sky floating around. They're trying to ascribe the science to that, and they can't get it. They can't just accept it for what it is. They want to know what it is.
You know what? Yeah. I'm just gonna put it like this. Luca, we've beat this to fucking death with you. If you're that goddamn stupid and you ain't getting it by now, you're never going to get it. So just shut the fuck up about it.
But
no, I'm not discussing it with you anymore. I've gone over these points with you a million times. Flatzoid's gone over it with you a million times. PJ has gone over it with you a million times, and you keep coming back with the same stupid fucking shit. Okay, so I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Okay.
Well, you got to get like Feynman actually got mad about it too, and he's like, everywhere is space, and this is all a vacuum. And the pseudoscientists, the theoretical physicists get mad about it when you question anything to do with this subject. That's it's their Achilles heel because they can't find it in nature anywhere.
Right. So
so,
I mean, it's just like, look, we've heard you say Cavendish probably more times than I care to even remember. Okay. And we have shown you multitudes of ways of why Cavendish is no better than a baking dish for determining anything. Okay. We have shown you that it's a manipulation of the medium. We have shown you that a vacuum does not exist in nature anywhere. And you still come back with the same stupid fucking.
No, I agree with you that a vacuum doesn't exist anywhere in nature.
So then it's not a natural experiment. If nothing in the world does this anywhere, so
pseudoscience.
Put it off the board. Sweep it under the rug, dude.
We don't say that. Where you?
Then why do you keep bringing it up? Then why do you bring it up?
I didn't say anything about a vacuum.
You said that the rate of acceleration, which of course can only be measured at that in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you going to use that in reality and be anywhere near accurate?
You're talking about you talking about the feather and the ball?
Yeah.
Anything.
Any of it
at the same time. Well, it happened on the moon as well.
No, nothing happened.
Oh, it happened on the moon.
Nothing happened on the moon, Luca.
You know, they dropped the feather.
Nothing happened on the moon, Luca. Nobody went to the moon.
The same way.
No cow ever jumped away around over the moon, and the fork did not run away with the spoon. Okay, the dish, none of that. That's all fairy tale nonsense.
It's hard time and nursery rhymes, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Santa Claus for grown-ups, man. That's it.
it's since
and
been
we
shown
spent money on this.
there are some gas laws that have gravity in the equation, and the very same program website that he was using, one of the other simulators on there is gas pressure and how it behaves with a big slider for gravity. But he won't then go,
That's the whole fucking point. How do you have a slider for gravity? Where was that? How did that get factored in? And what is a slider for gravity? Says 0 and lots of gravity. What does that mean? Okay, 0, I understand. What's lots of gravity? What does that even mean? And are they being a retard and thinking that it's going to be the molecules have unbonded, they have mass because why? I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, I agree with you on that point.
I mean, that's just dumb.
Lots of gravity doesn't make sense.
A lot of this makes no sense, dude.
Why do you think they had to make up? Why do you think they had to make up fucking dark matter and black holes and all this other shit?
Like what?
Because they had to. It's putting fucking duct tape on their piss poor theory.
I guess
they got to justify it somehow.
Maybe lots of gravity would. Well, it's purely, subjective what lots of gravity would be.
Yeah, and so does something like that belong in science?
No, not really.
No, of course not. So what Craig?
You're not talking.
You're not
talking about science.
Yeah, that's not science. That's just some fucking bullshit somebody made. Okay, I don't even really subscribe to the idea of particles of gas. I don't know. It's really weird. It's like a super thin fluid. How do you quantify a particle of gas? But we use that to be able to represent and demonstrate. You know
that program is theoretical, of course.
Right. Well, it's based off gas law, and somebody slipped a gravity into a gas law that
you can turn it on and off.
Exist.
Well, you can turn it on and off, gravity.
Not on gases, you can't. You cannot show gravity affecting a gas at all.
In that program, you can, right?
I can make UFOs come up and shoot fucking Martian invaders and all kinds of crazy shit.
Space invaders. Good game.
I like
Jeff Hunt says that you're a hammerhead horn polisher.
I think this is geek talk, guys. It's their vernacular. Gravity.
Yeah, I know.
What's that say? What did he say?
Geek talk.
No, I mean, like, what did the other guy say?
He said that you're a hammerhead horn polisher.
Oh. Oh dear.
That's cold, dude.
Oh my God.
Let's continue.
Oh, there is gravity in it. Well, okay, maybe gravity's not actually gravity; it's something else. Or he stays.
We never did that. That's why he never said anything of the sort. That it's something else. Just laughed at him. I mean, it was absurd. It was absurd. If
I never heard Flatsoid in the whole debate there mention gravity. Like, oh, here's some gravity. We're looking for the volume.
Or a substitute for it,
we were looking for volume and containment. That's the whole point.
Yeah, you can't have it.
Clear of stuff he knows he can't explain. And so it's like, I think all flat earthers are dishonest to an extent. It's just whether they're dishonest to themselves or to everybody else. I think there's some flat earthers who know they are being dishonest. They know that there's stuff they can't explain that doesn't work on a flat earth. But rather,
I'll tell you what, McKeegan, if you catch this, man, come on up on here. I'd love to talk to your dumb
man. I think McKeegan has a point.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a point. The point is that we're being honest about what we know. And the point is that we won't accept a pseudoscience like gravity.
Yeah.
He's not going to come on Soft Show because he's not going to get any views for it. He's on this platform to make money, dude. That's
well, shit, I'll go on his fucking show. So you go ahead and on a show, McKeegan. I'll come on your show.
So
I've never seen him interview anybody on his show ever.
What would be a valid experiment to demonstrate gravity in your case? What would
Okay,
you say would be
I'll tell you
about?
what. Wait a second. It would probably be the same experiment analyzing unicorn farts because it doesn't fucking exist. How do you make it? Why? How do you make an experiment for something that doesn't exist?
That's a good question.
I mean, think about that. Why would I make an experiment for something that doesn't exist? Why don't I make an experiment to see what the mating habits of Bigfoot are? You know, I mean,
good luck with that.
Okay, what would be a valid experiment for density of pulling things down?
nothing gets pulled down.
Yeah,
No, it just weighs in a medium. It's weight in a
Weight
medium.
is the relative. It's the relative density of an object within a given medium.
Yeah. And they had to give it. They gave it a name, a Latin name called gravitas.
Why do things fall then?
Why do I think what?
Why do things fall to
Not
the ground?
everything falls.
No, it doesn't. There's things that go up too.
Why do
clouds
things
go up
Why do things fall?
because
Well,
they're
if they're
less
heavier
dense than the medium.
If they're heavier than the medium that they displace, the displacement's they're gonna go down. The displacement's going to cause them to sink. Why would a rock float? Why would a rock sink in the water and a piece of wood floats? You understand?
Okay, that would explain the mechanics,
Yeah.
but not the actual reasons of why they fall.
Pretty
Well,
much
they-
it does.
Yeah.
Because
I'm gonna
Why
quote.
would
you say they fall because they are heavier than the medium and there's nothing supporting them, so they
Correct.
fall.
They find
But
their medium.
That, but why? Like, but why? But why do sometimes things fall upward too?
Okay, if it's everything heads toward relative density. Okay. So it wants to go to an area that matches it in density. This is why a helium balloon, helium balloon or whatever will go up to a point where it meets equilibrium and then it stops. This is why a party balloon, listen, Luca, this is why you don't know anything, is because you're too busy trying to figure out what the fuck you're going to say instead of listening to what's being told to you. That's probably your biggest stumbling right there. You're too busy trying to think of what you can fucking say rather than listening, which tells me is you're not interested in a real answer.
No, I am. It's just
then why do you?
I was gonna like say stuff about how you can add lots of salt to water and then put an egg in the water and it would actually float inside the water, not going up and not going down. It would
Right. You can achieve something can achieve equilibrium. Okay. Do you know what equilibrium is?
No.
Okay. Equilibrium. You know what equal means?
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of the same thing. Equilibrium being at the same state as the other object. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Or as close to it as it can find.
And Luca, like with your salt and egg experiment, the salt itself actually bonds in the water and it causes a denser layer. It causes it to float. Okay. You can do the same with an orange. You put an orange with a peel in water and then take an orange without peel, it'll sink to the bottom. It disproves the idea that weight is caused by gravity. It doesn't.
For instance, it's the medium. It's the medium. Now, just even using different liquids. In water, you jump in, you'll slow down, you'll come back up to the surface. Okay. You jump into a tub of gasoline and you will just sink like a rock right to the fucking bottom. You have no buoyancy. Okay. Why? Because the medium is less dense than the water. And therefore, the amount of that medium that you displace weighs less than you. And you will sink to the bottom. That's all. It's whatever the medium, the density of the medium is going to determine whether or not something stays inert, whether it drops, or whether it rises. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with mass attracting mass. That's a big load of shit that somebody shoveled down everybody's throat. It's never been proven, and it's retarded.
Wouldn't that have something to do with the buoyancy, though? Causing it to sink in gasoline?
Yes, it's all about the relative density.
Yeah,
Relative
it's less
density.
dense. Yeah.
Now, we learned what equilibrium means, right?
Finding its natural
Well,
state.
equilibrium means the same as, equal to, right?
Okay, the
Okay.
same as.
So what would disequilibrium be?
Not the same as?
There you go. So it wants to go toward what? Relative density. What would relative density mean?
So equal?
There you go. So
once you get
equal or like, relative, right? In the same family, right? Okay. Of familiarity. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So now you know what it's all about. And you can just totally ditch that stupid Cavendish shit. You'll never have to say that idiot's name again.
Okay.
Back to the video.
Then okay.
Rather than
That's
trying
about
to
time.
figure out an explanation for it, they just go, I can't get it. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to deviate to something else, which is how pretty much every flat Earth debate runs. They'll quiz people all the time about how globe works, explain this, explain that. As soon as they get an explanation given to them, they just bugger off to another topic and go, okay, well, go and explain something else. If you try and...
That's not what I do at all. That's what you guys do. That's what the Globers do. You try to pin them into a point and they can't fucking refute it. They jump off onto something else or want to start talking about some semantical point within what you were talking about that has really relatively nothing to do with the point you made. We saw Shit for Brains do that the other night. Every time, oh, you said that there was a gradient in that box. I said, no, I never said that was a gradient. I said that we can see as temperature decreases, so does the pressure. And if we have a temperature gradient, what's that going to do to the pressure of the atmos as you rise in elevation along with this temperature gradient? Oh my goodness. Yes, it's going to reduce in pressure. What's also going to happen if we lose some of the elements due to Dalton's law? Dalton's law states that the sum pressure is the combined pressures of all of the various elements within that gaseous mixture. So we lose water vapor, we lose other denser gases in lieu of a higher concentration of lighter gas. I mean, there's a whole host of things, gas laws, none of which involve gravity.
Hey, Sal, can I say something right quick? The way we stopped them the last time they went on the tangent with the gases, we went to level and boiled water. Just to show the pressure gradient, and the higher you get from sea level, the hotter the temperature would have to be to get water to boil. It's all due to what part of the level you're at from sea level. What gases do. It changes.
You put water in a vacuum chamber and start reducing the pressure, and that water will just start boiling on its own.
Yeah, they call it
start to boil and it will vaporize.
Yeah,
it completely
gases
vaporize.
out.
Yep.
And here's another question: is like I got into this with the ISS station. Is why do they have rubber gaskets in their seals? Because rubber won't protect you in an almost vacuum state. They will burst. It will gas out itself. Yeah. So most of the, like in the vacuum chambers they have here, they use metal seals on the doors so the air doesn't escape or it gases out. You have to have a solid seal between you and the vacuum.
Yep.
And rubber won't cut it.
Entropy bitch.
So yeah, so the whole thing is they're protecting their lives, I think, for the most part, because
Yeah.
they're caught with their pants down.
Yeah, these
It's ridiculous.
so much of these things. What was it? Somebody was asking Pettit about that shit, and he says, "Well, wouldn't that?"
Oh yeah.
You know, he says, "Oh, it's really good engineering." And it's like, yeah, right. Like having screen doors on a battleship. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
You know, or
Yeah,
a submarine.
so the claim of space being in a vacuum is a pretty far-fetched, and we want to know how high they are flying. Huey's been looking for this forever. How high is the space station? What's its trajectory? We can't get it out of anybody at NASA. They won't tell you. They'll give you like a random number, but they won't tell you where exactly it is. They show you how to find out where it is in the sky. But from what I can tell, the angular size of where it is and the height that is, it's not the same. It's in low, not an orbit. It's a low flight, dude. They're
Here's
flying.
what you can do. You can tell let's say you got something that's I don't know, 10 miles up, and you got it at a certain size. You can tell somebody that thing's a bigger size twice as far away. You can say it's twice that size and it's twice as far away, and nobody would ever know the fucking difference. Nobody.
Yeah, that was another question I had about the moon itself. I mean, when I've actually used optics to look at it, and I look at it in the daytime, I cannot see the distance they give you, the 240,000 miles away. You would be able to resolve anything with any kind of optics at that distance, man.
Well, the moon is pretty big, to be fair.
Yeah, but the distance they give you is way further than even
but it's
distance.
massive. The moon is pretty big.
How big?
How big is it, Luca?
Well, I don't know off the top of my chest.
2,160 miles. Good God, come on, boy. How come I know more about your fairy tale than you do?
Because you've studied it for longer.
And on certain days, it's much smaller in angular resolution. So I don't think they could tie a size to it. It changes depending on its cycle, how large it actually is. So I don't think they have the actual size of the moon, let alone landed on the thing.
I think they do.
You're gonna tell me how something bigger than that big can leave a shadow only 70 miles wide?
Well, how come no physicist has said anything?
They have.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. And
Like
they get discredited and drummed out of the scientific community for not following the academic line. Don't give me that shit.
Go back to the 50s. In the 60s, there were a couple of Australian physicists who actually started looking into it, and they did a couple of interviews and they disappeared, dude. They started saying things like the moon isn't what they said it was. We think it's an actual plasma event in the sky. And they were doing experiments in labs, and then they got shut down, dude.
Laughed at him.
I think that guy was a plant.
I think
you know that scientist they show in 1965 came out and said that the moon is plasma and all that shit. Because you know what, you can't find Dr. Forrester. You can't find fucking shit on him anywhere.
I know which one you're talking about, but he was wrong.
Yeah, Day Trooper says they get booted out of their careers immediately.
No, he just was wrong. That one.
Well, not just him. There's more than him.
On the moon. Because
I don't believe those can be done, Chocolate Nico. I didn't know that they. God damn! Take a breath for a second, Luca.
Okay.
Can you change the verification requirements to join your StreamYard? I didn't know there were any verification requirements. All you have to do is just have a Google login. If you're on here,
I think it's saying that to get me off, so I can't join back or something.
So I don't know.
How much room do you got in here? You get 6 people in here, right?
You did find something on Forrester or Foster or whatever his name was. I don't think that's the same dude though. I've found a few of these guys, but they don't seem to be the same guy.
See if you can find them. Look them up.
But you don't know for sure.
I've tried. I tried one time and I was like all over the place looking. I couldn't find them.
But you don't know for sure if they're not the same guy.
I know that I looked for the guy and I found several of these doctors with the same name within that same right time frame. And when I clicked on the link, it was not the same guy. That's what I'm saying. There are several of these, Dr. Foster or Forrester or whatever his name was. This is a few months back.
He was in Australia, right?
No, he seemed to be German or Austrian, maybe.
Huh. Well,
Maybe
the one that I watched the interview in, he was supposedly in Australia. He was doing an interview with ABC in Australia.
The old guy.
Yeah.
No, he's Austrian, not Australian.
Austrian. Okay. Yeah. Austria. Okay.
That would
I'll look
explain
him up
the
later.
German accent. That would
Yeah.
explain the German accent.
German people are crazy, haven't you noticed?
Ask them how flat Earth works, they can't give you an answer for it.
I think it's also human nature, especially if you have a belief in something and something doesn't, or it kind of goes against your current belief. People just have a tendency to push that aside. Let me go over to this thing, which confirms my belief, and ignore the thing that contradicted. That could be considered dishonesty for sure. I mean, it's depending on how you.
And that was when Nathan Oakley pulled him up on something, and he made a stream admitting he was wrong because with Oakley bringing something up, but obviously that's admitting that another flat earther corrected you on something, whereas the 1,001 times that he's been shown to be wrong from Globies, he just doubles down and says no.
And so let me ask you about Nathan. Is he a true flat earther?
Not a bloody chance in hell.
Damn.
Nope.
See, this guy,
he's wrong, dude.
These two are just so full of fucking shit. I can't even deal with them. I'm looking at this and in the shit he's saying. Oh, he just doubles down on it. And look, he thinks that we're like in some kind of a club and we all agree on something. Look, we're discovering things. Okay. We've had to fight our way out of the mired fucking swamp of stupidity that you've brainwashed everybody into. And it's all been, once we've discovered the shit, now we can get into what it is. And so, yeah, there's disagreements and different speculations on things. But as far as how the actual physics of it is, no. I mean, we all agree that what we observe is a level, stationary, topographical plane contained within a dynamic fluid system. And I say that contained because that's the only way you could have such a thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's the physics of it. Yeah. And I've never heard Dave McKeegan correct flatsoid. I've never watched his videos or rebutting anything, but he's never come to flatsoid and told him, hey, you're wrong on this, and explain why. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's never been on the show. He's never came in like, oh, flatsoid, you're wrong about foreshortening. That isn't how lens works, yada, 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 yada. He's never broken any rebuttals he's done to flatsoid down for him so he can comprehend what he's talking about. It's just no, you're wrong, and they never show how you're wrong. But I haven't seen anything like that from Dave McKeegan at all. I don't know what he's talking about. No.
He doesn't. Here's a chapter where he was talking about Raichi. I know if you're over on Flatsoid, you know about Raichi, right?
I know Raichi. Yeah, I've known Raichi before Flatsoid, actually, but yeah.
Raichi was a flat earther.
Yeah,
No,
she was, and the thing.
She got offered some money. That wolf pack. I guarantee
come on.
it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Bob and Wolfie. Yeah.
Do you think that everyone has that was a flat earther that then changed to being a globe earther got paid?
No, nobody does that, Luca. That's like trying to unsee something. Okay.
So your explanation for why Raichi turned over is because they got paid?
Oh, that's
not necessarily got paid.
That's a great possibility. Yeah, absolutely. Because we all know that you can't unsee things. So there's one of two things. She was never really a flat earther to begin with.
No, she was.
Okay. Then she's been bought. Because you can't, Luca, you can't unsee it.
She just saw it.
She what?
She saw the evidence.
What evidence? There isn't any. That's the problem. The thing that changed Raichi over was No. The thing with Rachel is like she went to Dell, and Dell started doing experiments with the buoyancy towers, and he's trying to figure out if there was an upward acceleration cause and all this stuff.
Oh, that
The
idiot!
upward
It's
rising.
moving because it's moving. Holy shit!
So
Look,
she started doing her own experiments and stuff.
If you're accusing Rachel of being bought off, then you need to prove it.
No, I don't need to do fucking shit.
Because okay,
You
then
know
let's ask.
that's and I don't need you to come on here and tell me what the fuck I need to do.
Well,
you're starting to get above your station, Luke.
What if we ask Rachel? She just will say that she saw evidence, right? That would
What
be the
evidence?
reason.
What evidence did she see?
Well, I don't know what.
Well, then shut the fuck up.
Specifically.
Then shut the fuck up.
What do you think?
What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You sitting there trying to make excuses and you don't even know anything.
No, like what do you think Rachel would say if you ask her why she became a
I think she would lie and say the same shit you just said. You know why? Because you're dishonest.
Well, then you'd need to provide evidence.
I don't need to do fucking shit.
You can't just accuse.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Luca, you're a liar. What are you going to do about that?
You'd need to prove that I'm a liar.
We've already proven you're a liar. We proved it on Flatsoid. We proved it on here. So what are you talking about? In fact, that's why he doesn't have you on there no more, because he knows you're a liar. We busted you out in the lie right in real time.
What did I say?
Come on, Luca. You ain't that stupid. You don't have to play it up for me to keep getting your check, buddy.
Was it how?
You don't have to play it up for me to keep getting your check. I know better.
Was it the AI thing? The
Luca, you're dishonest.
That wasn't.
No, you're dishonest. You're dishonest.
Was
all
I dishonest
Globers, especially Globers that hang out at Flat Earth channels, are deceitful trolls.
I'm not trying to be.
You're deceitful, though.
No, I'm not.
You are deceitful. Absolutely. Absolutely. We've already caught you, so don't deny it. Now you're being deceitful. Now you're being deceitful about being deceitful.
How did you catch me?
You see, because you're not good. You're not very good at lying.
Was that because of the gas law?
It's a whole bunch of stuff, bro. I'm not getting into it with you. The fact of the matter is you've been shown to be a liar.
I'll have to ask.
Are you going to deny that you lie?
I am.
You are? Well, that's a lie right there, too. So that shows how dishonest you're even dishonest about your honesty.
No, I don't lie. I didn't lie.
You do too.
Was it because was it because the ChatGPT AI thing that I used?
Let's watch the video, Luca. You're dishonest. That's all there is.
Which video?
Go back and look. I'm not taking up my fucking show time to lick your fucking wounds.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't even care about it.
And the only ones that I can think of who've done that would be Rachie, STST, and Ranty, who are no longer flat earthers.
Yeah, credit to them for actually being able to admit to themselves they're wrong and admit to community that they're wrong. Because you get cut.
Wonder how much that cost.
Off quite a bit.
Yeah.
She was a moderator on Flatzoid's channel, and now they're at each other's throat.
Rachie's a bloody force to be reckoned with. She honestly is. I think the worst day for Flat Earth is when she realized that she was wrong and actually prepared to admit it, because she has absolutely owned that by a country mile. She's not sheepishly gone.
I found her material lacking quite a bit. You know?
I was wrong. Gone quiet. She's absolutely turned around and pulled the rug from under them.
It's a result of her being accused of being a shill or a funny or paid or a liar, and that's what she took exception to, and that's why she's on the tirade that she's on to really tear into.
Yeah, it's hilarious for me when like flat earthers say to us, they get really defensive and go, so what if somebody's got an opinion different? Can't we just all have our own opinions and share these opinions? And then you get someone like Rachie and STST who both said the same thing, which is, when they were flat earthers, flat earth community loved them. And as soon as they publicly turned around and said, actually, I think I was wrong about all of this, you know, they just lambasted from flat earth completely. And
no, it's not that at all. It's when they come back and start being shitheads. And then they're mad because they got smoke about it. You see? That's the thing. That's the thing. Rachel's got her fucking hair pulled too tight. She's materialistic, and I don't think she's genuine. Not 100%. Not at all genuine. I've watched her videos, and she's got a real hard on for Flatzoid. I've noticed that too. So this isn't about Globe with her. She's got some kind of a butthurt problem going on. But I do believe that her and these others are paid. Absolutely, I believe it. 100%. And everybody's got a price. That's just how that works.
Bye.
Turned into
what?
I'm gonna go.
All right, see you.
People
you were never really a true flat earther.
That's amazing. They think that people are paid off to change their mind or give up flat earth and make globe earth content. Means you must have been paid.
I love that notion. Yeah, I love that argument. Again, this for me is just where flat earth claims get ridiculous. And for much as flat earthers say you should question things, they never seem to question their own logic. They've said about all through any flat earthers that I know of who have gone back to globe get accused of you've been paid by NASA, you've been paid by whoever.
No, by Wolfie.
No flat earthers ever turned around and said NASA have approached me and tried to bribe me into saying the Earth is a globe.
That's true. Wow, I never actually thought about that. That is a very good point.
Yeah.
No, I think it's people that they have over a barrel somehow. I really do. I think it's people they have over a barrel, especially a lot of these globers.
I think it's peer pressure. It really, it's consensus and peer pressure. I get it all the time, man. I get made fun of on a daily basis.
Well, you're roboting.
Make fun of me because I'm a flat earther.
You're roboting really bad, Rob. No, it's bad.
Right.
So yeah, this is
when you expand on their logic and take their own arguments and build up on it, it makes no sense. What's the point of this big conspiracy? Why, if the Earth is really flat,
what's the point of putting so much effort into censoring it and shutting it down and putting up channels like yours, Dave McKeegan? And you know, what's up with that? You know, if it's just ridiculous, then why the fuck are you so concerned about it? That's what I'd like to know. Gets her material from Professor Phil Bell and a paycheck for being his Muppet. Probably. Listen, I'm just telling you, you can't unsee it. Okay? It's just something you can't unsee. Once you've seen it, you can never go back. And I don't know why these fucking people. So you have to look, you know, it's either one of two things. The bitch didn't ever really know anything in the first place, and she was just a hanger-oner parroting what she heard. In that case, then she doesn't really know shit. Or they got paid. There's only two explanations for that. That's all. And why is it seen? Why is it seen as such a fucking threat? What's up, Raj?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's way better.
Am I good? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I was trying to say earlier, I get crap from people I work with, dude, on a daily, and people look at me funny because I told people what I think about the science that goes with our Earth, and I get ridiculed. And look at the little guy Mikey that I introduced you to with the pictures. His whole town has ostracized him, dude. Yeah. A lot of people just want to go back to living their life and not having any questions about anything. Nobody ridiculed, nobody asking them questions. I get asked questions daily. Why do I think the Earth is flat? Why do I think this daily? Because people walk up randomly that I work with. So and it's like a campaign. They're trying to get rid of flat Earth.
It is a campaign.
So it would be, They don't like I guess
it is
it's
a campaign,
comfortable.
Roger.
Yeah.
It is a campaign. I mean, there's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. I mean, the CEO of the Alphabet company there, I mean, she said it right there to Congress. Yeah, we're doing our best to combat these dangerous conspiracy theories like flat Earth. How is that dangerous? How is
Look
it
at what they did to
dangerous?
Samuel. Look at what they did to Samuel Robotham. They pretty much ruined his entire life and career because he took a stand on it.
Yep.
He went through it. He saw all the nonsense that they project themselves and the lore and the myth that goes with the whole space mythos to go with it, and they hate it. They want you to just nod along and not ask questions. Yeah. So yeah, I take it. I'm not in it for the money. I didn't like sign up with any programs that pay me money for being a flat earther. Please, I'm not in. And Rachie got mad because she was told she was wrong about the things she was telling us. She got a fight. She became an alcoholic, full blown. You saw that. And her boyfriend is a normie.
Quasar.
Yeah.
Look at Quasar has, because you ignore all physics. No, actually, I use physics to destroy your globe. I use actual physics to destroy your globe.
Tell Quasar to come on and present his physics. Let's see.
Yeah, right. Come on. Tell us about these physics you speak of.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yes, we can.
All right. Oh, the Luca guy's on.
Luca.
He's back. Hey, Luca.
I live on the second floor.
I live upstairs from you.
There you go.
Yes, I think you've seen me before.
Wow.
If you hear something late at night.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. Not tonight. Not at all.
They don't make
sound. One of the cool things. One of the cool things that he did bring up in this, though. See, he's got U.S. government study. How religious are you? Well, I would, right. Why keep the shape of the earth a secret? Look, that is not any argument for a globe at all. No. Okay, if I walked into a room and there's a dead body laying on the floor, and he's been stabbed multiple times in the back, and the knife is still sticking out of his back, and I go, my God, someone has murdered this man. And someone says, well, why would someone murder poor Mr. Jones? Well, I don't know. Well, then he wasn't murdered. Really? Really? That's the logic we're going to take here.
Don't investigate
the
crime.
You can't come up with a motive. My God, I could think of 50 fucking motives as to keep people enslaved in their mind. Holy God.
Yeah. And a flat earth is not about a shape.
I'd like you to name one.
What, one? Hide land.
Huh?
To hide land.
Why?
Why? Because if you knew that you could get out of this bullshit and not have to put up with their crap, go someplace where you could be self-sufficient or even set up your own society, would you go?
That's not really.
Everybody would. Of course they would.
It is a reason.
How do they keep you in compliance? By telling you there's nowhere else to go. Where else are you going to go?
People don't seem to care that much about it, though.
Well, no,
they do.
Without brains don't care. People
they do. There's explorers.
Enslaved don't care.
There's explorers. I mean, like James Cook cared. Cook cared.
James Rock Clark.
You they cared.
Really get much more bigger than infinite of space.
How do you know space is infinite?
Yeah, where'd you prove that?
It's just. It's a simplify. It's to simplify things.
Baseless assertion.
That has pretty definite ramifications. It's infinite. How do you know it's infinite?
Infinite is just a very basic way. It's like a not accurate way because we technically don't know if it's infinite or not. It's just it's people would say it's infinite.
Hey, Flatzoid.
There's Flatzoid. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Flatzoid.
Hi.
Morning. How you guys doing?
Hey, but
Hey, but
Hey,
Luca, I was going to ask you, so why were you saying that no one can steel man the flat Earth?
Well, it's just that flat Earth is subjective. So
No, it's not.
Not subjective.
yeah,
Dude.
people say
Truth is
different things
objective.
about the flat Earth.
Wait. Can I take this one, guys?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
So you
All right.
can't-
So Luca,
So-
do you know what steel manning a position is?
Yeah,
Tell me.
it's basically describing what it is.
Yeah, but
Right.
you're trying to make it as strong as possible, so then you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
knock it down as good as you can. Because if your argument is so great, it should withstand all logical challenges. Correct?
Uh-huh.
So flat Earth, you do know the claim, right? It is a plane. There is no measured curvature. That is not subjective.
Well,
So you can
yes,
steel man.
that's all. That's what every flat earther says. So yes, that would be a steel man.
So then you can steel man it then. So you're wrong.
Well, flat earthers all agree that the Earth is flat. So yes,
Which makes them
you
flat
can-
earthers. So then you can
you
steel man it.
You can steel man that, but not everything else.
Great. So you admit that you were wrong then.
You mean the made up parts?
Yeah.
Some flat earthers say that the sun is a few thousand miles away. Some
Yeah,
flat
but-
earthers say more. They can't
Yeah,
really
but that's
decide on
external.
the distance on the sun.
But that's
That has
external
nothing
to
to do
flat
with
Earth. For example, did you know that Nicholas Copernicus, Johannes Kepler, Galileo, and Newton all had quite different ideas on many different things in their models? They had different distances. Does this mean that I cannot steel man the heliocentric model?
Well, and now you can, because we know the distance.
What do you mean now you can? People were doing it before. Did Newton not steel man Kepler?
What did Kepler say?
Okay, so Kepler has his laws of motion, and then Newton in his, Principia, tries to prove them. So he needs to know his position before he proves it. Now, Copernicus, as well, is another example, understands, well, actually, no, Galileo was a better example. His book is called A Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems. He is debating the model of geocentrism, or Ptolemy's main model versus the Copernican model. So Galileo, to be logically, sound, needs to steel man both positions in order for it to be a good argument. So, and this was differing views. So you could steel man the position back then. Or
Yeah.
else is Galileo wrong? Was like Galileo wrong?
No, Galileo wasn't
Well,
wrong.
then that means that you're wrong then.
Okay, well, okay. If we're speaking on just saying that the Earth is flat, yes, that we can still man that. We
So
can just
then,
say
okay, so then you concede that you're wrong, okay.
we can just say that the Earth is flat, and that's a still man.
Great.
Yes. Okay, I agree.
Great.
I was wrong.
Okay, good. That was actually very good. Thank you.
So what's going on with you tonight, Flatoid? Or this morning? for you?
Just up, getting ready for work and everything. Yeah.
Oh,
I see you guys going through the McKeegan thing.
Yeah, we were going through that. He was just now talking about Rachie. He just got done talking about you.
Yeah, and what everything did he say about me? Because I only caught a bit of it before.
Oh yeah,
I
here,
downloaded.
I'll take it back to that.
I seem to be stepping on his toes for some reason.
Hey Keith. Are you doing a show tonight?
Yes, as always.
Alright, I'll come in like half an hour before it starts. Can I do that?
Okay. See you there, man.
Yeah, see you then. I wanna talk to you about something. If I'm not asleep, that is.
So here's oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a question. With the Kepler and the rest of them, didn't they go on the assumption that the Earth was a sphere? They didn't have a still man to begin with.
What do you mean?
Well, didn't they get the radius of the Earth from the transit of Venus? They didn't actually measure the radius of
They
the
got
Earth.
it from Alberuni.
Yeah.
With
So
the horizon
nobody
dip.
actually. Yeah. So they didn't actually measure the circumference.
Well, I
of the
mean,
Earth.
they assumed that the horizon dips down, So
That's the
they
assumption.
try to measure
Yeah.
it that way. Yeah. I think it's not defending, but I think the Venus was Aristarchus trying to determine the distance to the sun from Venus using the trigonometry. So that's
Yeah,
a different
so-
matter. That's the distance to the sun.
Yeah, so basically they haven't had any real proof of a globe from the start.
Well, obviously not.
No. So why are we here arguing? That's my question.
Because they believe it, and it's the dominant view.
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's nuts.
So we need to defend ourselves because we're not the dominant view, and they are gonna want to know why
So, and
it's true.
they asked why Rachel would go back to that because it's consensus view, and everybody's not going to like look at her like you're crazy. You know, that's basically.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for her.
Yeah.
I don't know her. I don't know why she did it, but who knows?
Yes.
Well, it does
Also, why
seem
did that
very
Luca guy
convenient
leave?
for it to go back there. That's all
Yeah.
I have
Why
to
not?
say.
Why did the Luca guy leave?
He's done it twice now.
Yeah, he's been out twice now. He just left, I guess. But anyway,
Yeah,
here's
Aristarchus
what
was in archaic Greece. Yeah, the guy Quasar's right. Yeah.
And
so
most, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. Finish
Yeah, I
what
was going
you-
to say, yeah, a lot of these things are really contrived. From what I've listened, when I've read what QE's actually looked up about, like when it comes to galaxies and stars and stuff, they just imagine most of them. They've never actually seen these things. They're just going on a pre-assumption, and another pre-assumption. It's jumping leaps and bounds through their imagination. It's where most of their principles come from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what they had to say about Flatzoid.
Let me ask you about Flatzoid.
Flatzoid's a bit of an interesting one. The amount of devotion he puts into arguing the points, it seems like he genuinely believes it. But he's also been caught out many a times where he gets proven wrong, and then
What?
just
Wait. Proven wrong where?
what I
Proven
said.
wrong what?
That's
They
what I
love saying this. They love saying I'm proven wrong, but they don't show me where and how.
Nope. That's their biggest thing. They just, oh, he's just wrong. Oh, he's an idiot. You know. Okay.
No, he said he proved you wrong, though. He proved Flatzoid wrong. I've never seen a video where he did.
Well, he said he was proven wrong. He didn't necessarily claim ownership of the proving wrong. He just said he has been proven wrong on multiple occasions and never cited one single. Maybe he will. Let's see.
he is clear of it. And I think that for me is where, with a lot of flat earthers and people in general, I think conspiracy theorists in general, that is where honesty comes in, is not getting something wrong, because everyone's human. Everyone's going to make mistakes. I've said things before that, I've just misunderstood something or not found all the information and ran slightly in the wrong direction, and people have corrected me about it. It's what you then do, having learned that you are wrong or getting caught out. If you're going to turn around and own up to the mistake and say, actually, no, I said that was incorrect, then, adjust accordingly. That's being intellectually honest. The dishonesty side of it is turning around or just turning a blind eye to it and carrying on down that avenue and spouting the same thing.
I have to stop in there. Sorry, how many times have I said, yeah, guys, I concede I've been wrong and move on to it?
Yeah.
Quite a few times, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So he's literally talking out of his ass. He's literally making lies about me.
That's all they got.
This is slander video, dude. He's here to slander Flatzoid and make drama between you and Rachie. Like it's a big deal. It's nonsense.
Yeah, that was ZXL. That was our Barbara had 3 trolls pretending to be Brian this evening. So we got rid of them quickly. But yeah, I know. I meant that's what I was saying. I've seen you say, "Oh yeah, I was mistaken in such and such or whatever," and then go from there. This guy makes it. He's making it out like you just wave it away and just keep going.
And Flatzoid's been caught out on many times where, like, he will bring up some citation like he did it the other week. He brought up gravity and gas pressure. He was having a debate with, I think it was FTFE, and he kept bringing up where's the equations for gravity in gas laws, and then brought up a website that had a little interactive animator thing for gas pressure with no sign of gravity on it. So he's taken it as, well, there's no gravity in gas laws.
That's not why somebody says that there's no gravity in gas laws.
Right.
Because there's no gravity on that. That's based off gas laws. There's no gravity there because there's no gravity in any gas laws, you muppet. Jesus.
You know how insane this is? First of all, I was explaining gas behavior and how it needs containment.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't create the simulation. Why did they not put gravity into there? Oh, because gravity doesn't affect the direction of gas. Now, notice when Craig later on brought one with lots of gravity, it's based specifically on buoyancy, and that lots of gravity is not a real thing.
No.
This is literally him lying about and misrepresenting my argument.
Luke was actually trying to defend that fucking gravity slider. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, no, dude.
Well, it's since been shown there are some gas laws that have gravity in the equation, and the very same
No, they aren't.
program website.
There's no gas law.
Does
David know what a gas law is?
Yep, that's
there
a lie.
are no
No,
gas laws
he
with
doesn't.
gravity.
Well, tell him to come on and apologize for it.
I mean, I've got a whole list of gas laws here. You can peruse it, and you're never going to find gravity in any of them.
And you can actually demonstrate those too, can't you?
Absolutely.
Using one of the other simulators on there is gas pressure and how it behaves with a big slider for gravity. But he won't then go, oh, there is gravity in it. Well, okay, maybe gravity is not actually gravity, it's something else. Or,
that never happened.
Nope, that never happened because he never presented it. He presented it in his after show, and I managed to see it. And then they presented it when we debated them with McToon, remember? And then I asked them to bring it back up and show us lots of gravity. What is lots of gravity?
Yeah.
He's an outright liar. Mr. Dave McKeegan, you're outright lying and misrepresenting me. So stop projecting your ignorance and dishonesty onto me. First of all, no gas law has gravity. A simulation is not a gas law. Learn what the gas law is before trying to claim ignorance towards me, please.
Yep.
He stays clear of stuff he knows he can't explain. And so it's like, I think all flat earthers are dishonest to an extent. It's just whether they're dishonest to themselves.
As he says
God.
after being dishonest. The rest of this is mostly like psychology and shit. He does ask him, I think this is where he says, I noticed that there's a lot of flat earth haters. I guess that's, he didn't use that term, from the UK, and that most of them are atheists. And I thought that was pretty freaking interesting. I was like, yeah,
they said. One correlation that almost is undeniable. Well, two things. The debunking community. So Dan, Creaky, Toon. First of all, a disproportionate amount of you guys are from the UK. I don't know how that is. I don't know what you make of that. But also, all of you, including myself.
Maybe J Trig, 77th fucking PSYOP Battalion? I don't know. Just spitballing here.
Are
how about the G7 crew?
Yeah, the same group, bro.
Yeah.
Proportionate amount of atheists that are debunking and pushing back against flat earth or conspiracy. What do you think that is?
Well, I mean, speculate, but like I say, the reason I've not gone down the route of religion was because going back to what I said earlier in terms of why I like science, I like understanding why things work, why things are the way they are, which is what science, physics is seeing an observation and trying to work out what's causing that observation and testing it and methodically trying to work out the root cause. So I've always been in that mindset of if there's something I don't understand, I want to know why I don't understand it and want to.
Well, if you did, you probably wouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to call him out on that too. Then he would know what a gas law is.
Right, exactly. And he says, "Oh, there are gravity in a gas." No, there's not. Shut up. You're a liar. I'm going to play him just for a minute more. And the next one I want to go over is this. What's her name? Sabina Hossenfelder. Mainly because I like watching German people try to cover their ass on shit. I mean, they just have this nervousness about them, it seems like, and it's like, okay, so I want to check that out.
Go and find the answer and understand.
I think that's the one where she has the little moon and sun hopping up and down out of the water,
like fish.
Remember that one, Platzoid?
And it better, and until I've got something that I can actually physically see, to grasp the concept, if you will, I'm never really satisfied.
Well, you sure bought gravity. You sure as hell bought the idea that we could have gas without containment. And you have no proof of that, nothing you could put your hands on and really demonstrate or anything else like that. So, dude, you too have what's known as scientific schizophrenia or something.
And you know what? You know what I also find ironic? Even Dave McKeegan fights for the curve is just optical, and yet he wants to claim physicality to that. The guy is a literal hypocrite.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the Don't Sphere the Truth videos on him.
Who?
Yeah, they rip him apart.
Don't Sphere the Truth.
Don't Sphere
YouTube channel.
Truth? I'll have to check
look him up. He's
a
great.
reminder.
Look him up. Amazing channel. You should definitely watch him.
Yeah. Let me look it up. Don't.
His profile picture is the Felix Baumgartner.
Oops. No. There it is. Got it. Check it out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It looks like McKeegan's a little chew toy for this guy.
Oh, definitely. He destroys him every single time. 4-hour videos, and Dave doesn't even respond to it. He's like, I'm not going to show it because it's too long. And then he shows parts of it and just lies about it, and he gets exposed every single time.
So when he's been proven wrong, like he just said, he's always recanted, but yet he doesn't take it.
Definitely.
No.
Oh, well, I mean, he will recant certain things. Like, he was wrong about Jed and, something that he deleted or whatever. But he did admit to that like Dave was wrong about that. But he will only concede a point if it doesn't kill the globe. But if a point does kill the globe, then he won't concede it.
He just accused Platzoid of the exact same thing, dude.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's a contradiction.
Yeah.
People do love to accuse me of things for some weird reason.
Oh, definitely. You've got a whole hate squad out there. Be careful.
Damn,
that means I'm doing something
jealous.
right.
I'm jealous.
If the world hates you, know what hated me first in the Book of John. Well, the Gospel of John.
I only got who's it out there? Jack of all trades and
him, yeah, he doesn't like you.
Sean Hawkins, dude, he like.
Yeah, but Sean Hawkins isn't really serious because he's just goofy.
Oh my God. I gotta say, man, that was brilliant on that intro that Flats has, putting his face on that monkey jumping around. Oh my God, it's so appropriate. It was just like, I laugh every time I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch of times now, but every time it comes out on the intro, I sit there cracking up, man, because it just is so funny. I don't know.
You got to shout out to Jamie Sea Level on that one. He did it.
Yeah, man.
It was all his handiwork.
I guess Sean was streaming us too. I saw that he was going to have a video about saying what was it called? Something about hating on smart people or some kind of shit like that. I don't know.
But it's not just the Globies. It's the flat earthers too. I heard Arwen slag me off again last night and brought my children into the conversation again.
Oh,
why?
Yeah, I was asking you about that.
And the thing is, I don't even talk to Arwen. So what the hell is his problem with me and my kids?
What did he
why
say
is
about
it your kids? Though? That's a very weird thing to bring up.
Last time I remember, he called my son a faggot.
Oh my word!
Like why?
Because he doesn't like me showing him to be a complete arsehole.
It's got nothing to do with anything, though. It's just needless,
Yep. And now apparently he's talking about my kids again. So
at least make fun of you,
that little turd better That little
If
turd
you,
better
all right.
make sure he doesn't get. I don't get a hold of him sometime.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
if
right.
you're a retard, right, then make fun of you. Don't make fun of your kids who never appear on your streams.
Exactly.
You know
And
what I
what
mean?
does
Like, I
what
don't
does my
know.
kids got to
Like,
do with him?
I'm all for jokes and stuff, but that's a bit far.
Yeah. Well, that's just
You know
showing
what I
his
mean?
true colors, man. He's showing his true colors of being a really maniacal person. He's not sincere. If he's going to take it out on somebody else that's not even involved in any of these discussions and take it out on somebody's family, he has some kind of motive involved in it.
I mean, it's just kind of weird to me, to be honest. You know, like that's what I think.
Dude gave me a Buffalo Bill vibe. I've only watched it once, and I got like this Buffalo Bill vibe off of him. You know, like
You got to put the lotion on your skin.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Trap you in the basement, dude. You're not going to get out. Jesus. Yeah.
Anyway, I got our good friend, little freaked out German broad.
Sabine
Sabine.
Hassenfelder. She put out no, like wait, so she put out a new interesting video, by the way, about like science not working or something.
Oh, this is let's see. I got this one from her channel.
If you go on her channel.
Yeah, I was just on it.
YouTube has removed the dislike count.
Videos.
Let me go to videos. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
science and dying.
Yeah.
That one I watched a little bit. That would be interesting, maybe.
Yeah. No, I want to go back to the other one I was just at.
YouTube has removed the
flat
dislike.
Earth one.
Yeah, where was it? There's not just
I'm
dumb
worried
but
about
dangerous.
flat Earth.
This is what got me. Not just dumb but dangerous. Now, this is what gets me. I can show you where a guy crashed a freaking airplane trying to account for curvature.
Wait, really?
That was epic.
Where?
Okay, but how could flat Earth be dangerous then? What dangerous to who? It hasn't
People that
been
fly
any
planes.
danger to me. I mean,
People try to prove curve.
As far as I look at it, flat Earth is a good thing because you don't take curve into account, you don't take Coriolis, and people get safely to their destination.
Absolutely.
That would make sense. But who would go try to prove the curve by flying around it?
Carbon dioxide is what contains the Earth's atmosphere. Somebody told you that, Daniel? Daniel Watkins says that someone told me yesterday that carbon dioxide is what contains the Earth's atmosphere. Holy crap. How does that occur? I want to see the science behind that shit.
I know, right? Where's that demonstration? I mean, like the claims get so stupid that it doesn't even make sense to ask for like a demonstration.
No, it don't.
Like what was Flatslide? What was the guy that we were watching tonight?
Oh yeah, that's Scrooge.
What did he say the containment was? So that was like water vapor.
Yeah.
But how is there what? Yeah, but he shows Genesis, and even in his translation, it says there's waters above the firmament. So if the firmament is the water vapor, then there's waters above the water vapor. So does water vapor hold the waters above from falling down?
Yeah,
you know what I
don't
mean?
make any damn sense.
Like
No.
when you try to apply just like deductive reasoning, it just doesn't make any sense. But maybe, I mean, like I saw your comment, Flatslide, on his video. No one's responded to it yet.
There you go. Only
time
a fool
zone,
says in
so
his heart he is wise.
But it is time zone, so I don't expect to be answered straight away.
Yeah, nice reference to Psalms, by the way.
I love using that quote,
Yeah,
that
but only
verse,
a fool
because
doesn't
it
know.
holds so true. It
Is
holds
that
so
in
true,
Psalms or
especially
is
to
that
the
in
atheists
Proverbs?
today.
Holy man, you got to stop talking over people, man.
Oh, sorry. Maybe it's like a delay. I don't know.
It might be, yeah.
But sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm really sorry.
No stress, Al. You rock, man.
Right
It's
on.
really annoying when people interrupt, so I would feel really bad if I was doing it because I don't want to be a dick, you know?
I wonder why there would be a delay. Well, it's probably because it's got to go up to the satellite and then back down.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's
Definitely, man. It's the fucking satellite curve, you know, that accounts for what is it, like 3% of all internet? The rest is just
Yeah.
like cables underwater.
Unless I understand, I actually know. Right on, Jehovah's daughter. Anyway, Sabina, this is interesting because when I was stationed in Germany, I had a girlfriend named Sabina. But yeah, this is only
like a crush. Yeah.
What is it?
It's like a crush. You got a crush on Sabina.
I got a crush on her. I mean, she is rather fetching,
attractive. Oh yeah.
Anyway, in a dominatrix type of way.
I'm starting to get worried about flat earthers. I made a video about this a couple of years ago, and I thought that it was a temporary
oh mein Gott
curiosity, like some religious sects have a moment in the sun and then disappear. But the flat earther community seems to be growing on the face of.
Oh my God, it's growing. Now look at this nonsense she shows. This is nothing that anybody in flat earth believes this. Any of this imagery she gives.
Flat earth beliefs are completely bizarre. Most flat earthers think that the earth is.
So there's topography on the bottom, but not on the top. Okay.
It's a disc with a North Pole in the middle, and the South Pole is a wall on the outside that keeps the water from escaping. They can't
Wait,
agree
where's
on
the firmament? Where's the firmament? Why is it in space?
That's what I'm wondering.
I know, right? What's space in a flat earth?
And it's got this. What's that little thing of light? Where's that coming from? Hang on, let me go back.
The sun's not even local.
So yeah, where's this? What's this light source over here, up in the right?
It's a 93 million mile away sun, dude.
God damn.
Where's the moon? 250,000 miles away, or whatever it is.
The middle and the South Pole is a wall on the outside that keeps the water from escaping. They can't really agree on where the continents are or how many there are, or whether the South Pole maybe extends all the way to infinity. So it's a flat earth multiverse theory, basically. Part of the reason people believe in this is just a lack of basic science education.
Right there, seeing some science there. Yes, of course. It's perfectly logical for people to be standing antipodal on a fucking ball, of course.
But I love the fact, oh, you're just science deniers, you don't have science education. You know, and then when we have to ask people like Sabine, what is science? Then they quote pseudoscience.
Yes.
I was waiting for the science. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite. We're looking at
wait
science.
a second. This isn't a NASA picture of the Earth from space. I was fooled there for a moment. It looked so real because that's what we see. We see people standing upside down. NASA all the time zooming in on the bottom of the Earth, showing ships upside down and shit. All the time they show that.
Think that if the Earth was a globe, then water just run off on the South Pole, pulled down by I wonder what. They also misunderstand how perspective works, how trigonometry works, how cameras work, and on it goes. But it's not just a matter of misunderstanding. If you believe that the Earth is flat, you also have to believe in a global conspiracy that's hiding.
No, there's no global conspiracy. There is a worldwide conspiracy that only really requires a few people at the very, very top to be in on. Okay? That's all it takes. Because everyone else is just blindly believing the bullshit they've been told under the guise of education.
You know what I find very ironic, though, is they keep saying, oh, you guys are just some conspiracy theorists. There's always just someone controlling the world. But yet people that are trying to change things constantly, like even definitions of words, just to keep their narrative. Doesn't that show someone is actually trying to change things? Doesn't that show they're trying to push their own religion?
It does indeed. Absolutely. And I want to clarify something for these people. I am not a conspiracy theorist. Okay? There is no theory. I am a conspiracy analyst. At this point, I know there's conspiracy. I'm just analyzing it. It's not a theory anymore, Sabina. Sorry. I mean, it's obvious.
Being the truth for no particular reason. For starters, you must believe that most of physics is wrong, and physicists are just making things up.
No, they're just regurgitating the bullshit that they've been told in order to keep a fucking paycheck. For crying out loud, what is not to know about this? I mean, yes, was Newton full of shit on some stuff? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You know, wasn't this the same guy that, you know, was acting all crazy and drinking fucking mercury and stuff? I mean, what do they attribute these crackpots as great men? Einstein, come on. That guy was a lunatic, man.
Aren't they like propping men up as their god? You know?
Yes.
Absolutely. That's what I thought.
Who's that jackass that has a bunch of men tattooed on him? Is that Simon
Man?
Or is it?
Yeah, it's Man. He's got what? Carl Sagan, I think.
Copernicus and Sagan, and I mean, dude, unless it's like your dad or your brother that's died or something, you don't get a tattoo of another man on your body, man. That's just kind of gay, you know? I mean, wow.
We're all part of a big conspiracy. Geophysicists, they're also in on it. Astrophysicists, all liars. Everyone who's ever been involved in launching a...
What do astrophysicists work with? They use what kind of physics? What kind of physics?
No physics.
Theoretical physics, which
you see, the thing is,
fucking imagination land.
Yeah, what they do is they say, I got an equation. I see stuff in the sky. Ooh, believe me, it's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
It brings me back to like Jared's.
I'm going to go beyond this. NASA's astronauts are stage actors. Not very good. I would say that they are thespians for sure. They are actors, not necessarily on a stage. They're in a box. And they're also scuba divers. So, you know, you're leaving some important stuff out. You know, you're intentionally leaving out some of their accolades. And I would say that scuba diver would be above actor, second-rate actor. So, boom on you, Sabina.
Yeah. Well, they're caught in the lie, right?
What's that?
They're caught in the lie. They have to finish it. Yeah. That's part of the play. It's got to go on.
Putting a satellite into orbit is part of that conspiracy too. Moon landings didn't happen. The ISS not in orbit. Every single photo that's ever been taken of Earth from space, fake. Sounds pretty crazy, doesn't it? But then lots of people are...
Not fake, manipulated. High altitude photographs taken with a fisheye lens to give the appearance of a globular Earth or a portion of a globular Earth. But we've caught them in their lie with that by seeing full unedited footage where the Earth seems to turn into a dish and then back into a ball, you know? So, no, not fake, manipulated. They're actually photographs. They're just trick photographs. Does that work better for you, Sabina?
Also believe that an omniscient being keeps track of who they have sex with. A recent representative...
No, wait a second.
Wait, I figured this last time. It's like she's probably a fornicator.
Yeah.
And now she's got an issue that fornication is a sin. So therefore, your sky daddy is false because I need to appease my own sinful nature.
That's right. I don't want to be accountable for my... Because, see, and that's the whole thing. They know that it was immoral behavior to begin with. And so they have to take away the judge. That's all. They already knew. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought it up.
Now they're caught in a lie and they want to keep lying and they feel bad about it. So they got to get rid of us.
They are crazy. They are crazy and they do not want you to have sex.
Yeah, and that's just total bullshit, by the way, guys.
North America found that 5% think the Earth is flat and another 6% aren't quite sure.
So what's the sampling on this statistic? Sampling
I don't know
matters.
where they get their numbers.
I don't either, man.
Well, I've asked many flat earthers, have you been asked for this poll yet? And no one says they've been approached by this. So where do they actually get this information from?
That's what I'd like to know.
They're
That's
pulling
what
out
I'd
their
like.
ass because nobody's walked up and asked me if I was a flat earther or not.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Mm-mm. But I'll tell you one thing, I've seen some pretty large sample polls on X, and neck and neck, if not majority. I mean, I've said for a while now that the tipping point's coming this year. It's here. It's coming right now. We're seeing it happen. And like I was saying the other night, the more of these people of notoriety that are coming out, and people have this obsession with these people of notoriety. So if a sports figure or a movie actor or even a politician comes out and says, yes, I believe the earth is not a globe, I believe it's flat, then more people that were going, hey, you know, I'm liable to not catch as much smoke. I think that too. And what are you going to say? Hey, man, even Kylie Irving that knows that the earth's flat, right? So it gives them a little bit of a, go ahead. So the more of these people of notoriety that come out and the bigger platforms that they're showing up on, like InfoWars with the debate with Whitsitt here a couple of weeks ago. And just recently we had Mark Sargent on the Bruniverse on the Jim Brewer show, which was pretty good. And there's Jim Brewer. He's got a lot of fans. A lot of people look up to him. He's been out there talking a lot of truths, especially regarding the last 4 years. And so people are listening to him. And he's coming out with this. And so that emboldens some more people. So this is where it's at right now. And we're at that tipping point. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens with this, because it won't be long. It won't be long before the majority. They'll have to blow it all up before then. Maybe that's how the resets happen. People start waking up to what's really going on and they reset.
I'm not quite sure how many people lie in these polls, but there's no doubt that interest in flat earth ideas.
Oh my God. So how does the condition of the earth equal birds aren't real? I don't understand the correlation here, Sabina. I don't know where you're getting that from. But my wife's best friend, her son is in the Air Force. And when he first came home on leave, he had his mom going with that birds aren't real shit. And he's like, Mom, look, I'm in the Air Force. I should know. Right. And he says, you see them sitting up there on that telephone wire? Do you know why they're all on the telephone wire and not in the trees? Because they're recharging. And she was about half believing him. And he was messing with her. He was just messing with her. Right. And I was like, oh boy, that kid, he was really having a good time screwing with his mom, man. That was funny as hell.
Has spiked in the past decade, as you can see in the Google.
I'm sorry, what?
It's kind of showing that they're appealing to a lower IQ grade of an audience when they bring up crap like this, dude. If people will fall for that, they'll fall for anything, dude.
Yep. They're like, yeah, and that's what she's implying. That is what she's implying.
Yeah.
And and they're religious and they don't want you to have sex.
Oh.
No fornication for you, Sabina.
Yeah, how dare the God that created man and female to multiply doesn't want you to have sex? That makes so much logical sense, guys.
Right.
So this population control is what they're aiming for.
Yeah, I think Sabina's swallowed it. I think Sabina's she's swallowed a few bratwursts in her day. That's why she's making that statement. But who am I?
Google search trends. In 2009, the International Flat Earth Society set up a website. In 2013, part of its members set up a wiki and discussion forum. Around 2015, the topic started to appear on YouTube and spread from here. In 2017, the first Flat Earth conference took place, which attracted a lot of media attention. YouTube made big changes to its recommendation algorithm, and interest tapered somewhat off after.
Made changes in their
Explain it.
algorithm. They were straight up fucking killing channels, man. You make this out like, you know, oh, they made some slight changes in the algorithm. What do you mean? Algorithm my ass. They've straight up killed flat earth channels, man. Yeah.
But have you
that-
noticed that it's still there?
What's that?
It's still rising again.
Oh yeah,
The-
yeah.
the graph
Despite their
is
efforts,
going back up. Yeah.
Despite their efforts,
Yeah.
it's on the rise, and that's got to tell you something. Just imagine if no,
There must be
effort.
something to it.
Yeah, just imagine where it would be if they had put no effort into it. You see?
There you go.
Yeah.
The push is going to be
Truth
pushed
does-
back.
Yeah. Truth does not need to be protected. Truth will always find a way to seep out. That's all there is to it. You're never going to get out of it. Never. And now what's happened is I think part of it that's so funny is that their own the technology has outpaced the lie. And I'm
Nice.
talking about with cameras, with the ability for people to speak like we are in real time. I mean, let's look at it real. I'm talking to people in the UK. I'm talking to people in South Africa. I'm talking to people all over the United States, you know, all at the same time. We're on the same page. I don't think ever before in man's history have we all ever been able to do this. And here we are.
Yeah, I got you.
And it works like that 3 degrees of separation type thing, right? I have maybe 100 people watching my show. It shows 103 right now. Okay. So maybe out of that 103, let's say they were all new to this. 95 of them go, that guy's full of shit. But 5 other people, it strikes a nerve. It plants a seed. They start learning more. What are they going to do? Those 5 people are going to go out and tell other people, and they're going to get the same results. Pretty soon, that ratio is going to start to even out. That's just how it happens. I've been watching this progress now for a while, and it's really amazing. It's kind of a science behind it.
Good play on words. I wonder where that quasar guy is with his physics. He never showed up.
I told him, come on up here and
show us
see
the
the physics that we're denying. I said, I'll destroy your fucking globe with physics.
Rather than just fading away. In recent years, interest in flat Earth has been on the rise again. It's probably to no small part because of TikTok, which has now become a haven for flat.
And I think they passed that ban. I think they got like 6 months or something like that. Here in the United States, I think they've passed the thing, and Biden signed it to ban TikTok. So what are they worried about from TikTok? What are they worried about from TikTok? Because it's geared to the purposely made ADHD crowd that they created. And here's short, informative videos that come up.
You know how this is going to backfire on them, though? The so-called woke are going to start protesting against them now.
Well, they'll control. That's the whole point. They want control over what you learn and what you see and what you know. So if they can't control it, they want to stymie the whole thing. They want to control it. You're not going to them for answers, looking for guidance. If you're thinking for yourself, you're a threat to the politic of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. So Quasar says hydrostatic equilibrium, gravity. So maybe you'd care to click that link and come up and perhaps elaborate.
Hydrostatic equilibrium is not gravity. It's just based on density equilibrium. So if something gets into equilibrium, it's because of entropy, not gravity.
But there again, Quasar, that link is pinned up in the chat. You go ahead and click that puppy and come on up here.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
If he doesn't want to do it, maybe
he's just parroting McToon when McToon brought up his citation and then said there's no volume in, and then I literally bring up the citation and show where there is volume in there. It's this all these guys do. They just go and parrot ignorant fools.
Well,
dropped the
if you're parroting someone, aren't you trying to mimic them? And why would you want to mimic a lesbian school teacher? I'm just saying. I don't understand the logic behind that. If anybody listens to McToon, it doesn't see him for his dumb shit. I'm sorry. You got problems. You got problems. I mean, if I'll tell you, maybe it's just because I'm streetwise that I can tell when somebody's bullshitting me, you know, and that guy right off the bat, he don't fool me for a second. And I think that's maybe because I've got some streetwise about me. A lot of people don't. They can be bullshitted left and right. They don't get it. They don't understand how they're getting bullshitted.
Yeah. Sorry, I got to go. Enjoy the rest of the stream, guys.
All right, Flatsoid.
Bye,
Thanks,
Flatsoid.
brother.
Cheers.
See you this evening.
Flat earthers. Scientists don't take flat earthers seriously, and I can see where they're coming from, but I think it's a mistake. To me, flat earthers are the first symptom of a much bigger problem. They show us what happens when people realize they can't understand modern science, don't trust scientists, and
the imagery
Jesus
is way over the top. Way over the
Dinosaurs.
top. Like there's a bunch of people sitting around in a close circle with tinfoil hats on, looking around and talking about shit. No, Sabina, I'm sorry. We're all right here in the open with an open panel. You know, we're not hiding reclusively with tinfoil hats on our head. I mean, I have a tinfoil hat, but it's just for a joke. It's kind of uncomfortable to wear, really. I prefer this tinfoil hat. Why not?
You're just making fun of the idea that we're sitting around with a tinfoil hat.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, I don't understand this, man.
I get up and I go to work every day. I socialize like everybody else. I'm not hiding in a corner anywhere.
Yeah, that's a great deicanator. Would a human's equilibrium even work correctly if we were spinning and flying through space? No. And think about what that would do to you in space. What would that do to your equilibrium? I think you would just be dizzy all the time.
That's part of the fear cell that they do when they tell you space is this vacuum and you're just orientated all the time.
Well, that's crazy. How would you know? Your body would be constantly trying to orientate itself. I mean, I think that if you were truly in space, as is defined, in a weightless environment, I think you would be like perpetually dizzy. Not from spinning, but from your equilibrium trying to sort everything out.
Well, in space itself, when they're on the ISS station, their bowels and everything else, all the rest of their bodily functions would have to adapt to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. They wouldn't have normal any kind of function in a 0G or a micro G place. They can't function there. You have to have a contained system like we have here in order for your body to function properly.
Well, there's no such thing as a weightless environment. Okay. I mean, that's just dumb. Okay. It's your weight is all determined by the medium that it's in. That's simple, fundamental. There it is. So you're always going to have quote unquote weight.
So all the exploration they've done up until this point, they've been wrong about everything so far. So what makes it right that they like went to the moon, landed on the moon, walked around on it?
Right. There you go. Yeah, the vestibular system couldn't function in space as defined. No. That's exactly right, Sir Skippy.
The QE's favorite one right there, the vestibular system, you would actually detect motion.
Yep.
Velocity, you would feel it.
But so far, I haven't found anything scary about what she's pointed out. I mean, we're only 3 minutes into an 8-minute video, but the title is "Why Flat Earthers Scare Me." I mean, shouldn't we start seeing some scary stuff? Are you telling me that this does scare you, and for what reason? I mean, let's see.
What
Therefore,
scares
throughout.
what scares me is that people believe the stuff that they're telling them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's scary. They're not testing it out for this. Just take their word for it.
Yeah.
It's a lies upon lies. Just keep building up.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Non-thinking fucking automatons scare me because they don't have any rationality.
Yeah. And if an emergency arises or something, they're going to be the first ones to panic and freak out, not know what to do. Yeah.
Yep.
The
Absolutely.
stupid ones are in positions like this.
Scientific knowledge on the rationale of skepticism. Flat earthers are somewhat extreme in that they're actually throwing out evidence that they could test themselves if they weren't so bad at science. But the
such as now watch this visual. How many of y'all believe this about flat earth? Watch this dumb shit.
the underlying problem is much deeper because in most of modern science, the average person can't test evidence for themselves. This is why I think it makes sense to identify the origin of this problem. And some scientists have actually studied this. They found that the scientific literacy of flat earthers tends to be well below population average. And at the same time, they're much more confident of their scientific knowledge than the average person. On top,
because we don't believe bullshit, dude.
That's right. What do you explain as scientific knowledge? There's scientific knowledge and there's pseudoscientific knowledge, which isn't really knowledge. It's just about as good as Dungeons and Dragons or some other fantasy role-playing game. You know?
Yeah. Well, like Tesla said, they wander off through equation after equation, thinking it's natural science. No, it's not.
Yep.
Nothing to do with it.
Not a bit.
top of this, we then get echo chambers in social media that reinforce their misjudgment. The trouble is that these two issues, lack of knowledge and an inability to recognize this lack of knowledge, are bound to become increasingly widespread, simply because, unfortunately, scientific knowledge isn't heritable. We're born without knowing anything of modern science. We have to learn everything. And the more sophisticated science becomes, the more learning that requires.
How has science become more sophisticated?
I don't know.
You mean your methods may be more refined due to technology, but the process remains the same. At least it should. But that hasn't. This is why they try to say that a mere observation is science. It's like, no, it's not.
I can tell you this much, Stop. I don't use anything that a theoretical physicist teaches in my day-to-day life at all.
No, nobody does.
No.
Nobody does.
To put that to me as an accolade, like I have to know the rate Jupiter crosses the sky in the night. I don't know anything. You know, you get what I'm saying. That's their bar. Their bar is, do I understand orbital mechanics?
I have to constantly ask these clowns, and this is the thing too. Echo chamber. What the fuck? I put an open link chat thing, open panel link on
I got on it.
One of my shows. I have begged Globies, come on here, give me your best globe proof. They won't do it. You know why? Because they end up looking fucking stupid. That's why. The only way that they can do this is like this broad and McKeegan and Simon Dan, is they can just hide behind recorded videos. They won't engage on a personal level. They won't engage in an actual discussion. They just want to put their horse shit out there unchecked and then collect their check.
Yeah.
That's basically all they're doing.
What was that channel that Elle sent us to? Where he gets owned?
Yeah, Don't Sphere the Truth.
Yeah, I want to look that up. I
Yeah,
want to see what
bookmarked. Let's see. I can put the chat. I can put it the link down in the chat.
Yeah, like he's great. He's great. You got to look into him, man. He's amazing.
Let me see. Where's the? Oh yeah, private chats over here. Comments.
See, I think that they're trying to hide this kind of stuff, where the people they propped up for their pseudoscience gets
Yeah, yeah.
debunked and owned, not everybody's looking at it.
No.
No.
No. This is crazy.
Sometime in the middle of the 20th century or so, we reached a point where modern science just stopped being comprehensible to anyone without a special degree, and this is still the case. I don't really understand how CRISPR works. I've no idea what Teichmuller theory is. I don't know how phones work, and I yet have to figure out how to properly fertilize our lawn. There's just too much knowledge in the world to learn it all, and unfortunately, no one has yet developed a pill for quantum mechanics. But you don't actually need to learn any physics to see that the Earth isn't flat. Even leaving aside that it requires you to believe in this huge conspiracy, flat Earth ideas have a much bigger problem. Is that you can't do anything with them. You can't use them to do as much as predict sunset and sunrise, let alone tides or solar eclipses or the paths of...
Those are post-predictions. Those are post-predictions, Sabina. Those are based on patterns that have repeated.
They're
It's not
protecting their own.
I predict that Monday will come in a couple of days. Is that a prediction? No, that's a post-diction because it's a cyclical pattern. This thing about these people predicting. You're not predicting shit. Shut up. You're not the Psychic Friends Network, man.
They're protecting their people that are in the positions they're in and their belief that goes with it.
Oh my God.
They're paid. Yeah? They're part of the consensus, so they have to protect their ball. That's all that is.
Bears
It has nothing to do with anything else. Yeah.
That scientist just stole a bike. That's not very nice. Bearsworth.
planets. You can't calculate airplane routes or understand satellite navigation. Even if you know nothing about how scientists do calculate these things, it isn't hard to convince yourself that someone, somehow, did manage to actually calculate when the sun arises and when solar eclipses will occur. And those were not the...
They're not predictions. God, stop.
People who believe that the Earth is flat. Why do flat earthers not realize this? I suspect what's going on is that they don't have the faintest clue how modern science works. They might actually...
How does modern science work, Sabina? How? You don't say anything about, okay, well, science in the 21st century is different to science in the 20th century in this regard. In what regard? How? You mean we don't buy into the pseudoscience horse shit that you stacked on top of the other pseudoscience horse shit? And that, I think, is basically sums it right up.
Right. Remember there. What she said at the very beginning, and she said there are people that are trained specially and they have degrees, PhDs and stuff. That's who she's protecting. Yeah. You got to go to school for it. Yeah.
I've met a lot of PhDs, and I ain't really found many of them that I thought was worth a pinch of owl shit. That's for real. They are the most, what that says to me, if you got a PhD in something, tells me that you are all in. That's what that's telling me. You are all in. You're buying the whole fucking horse.
Yeah. And that's what they're protected. The big horse.
Yep.
Big
spent a lot of money for that shit too. Somebody laughing at you, raking in some bucks. We're not going to do anything you say or do, so no point. You're a coward, Quasar, and you know that your pseudoscience horse shit cannot stand to scrutiny. So you stay like a coward over in the chat, sniping away. Come on, dude. Is that all the better you Globers are?
What is he saying now?
Day Aikinator like that. You never heard him. My grandpa used to say that all the time. He said that old bastard over there ain't worth a pinch of owl shit. It stuck with me, man. It's something I've used that my whole life. But he isn't. He's not worth a pinch of owl shit. Come on.
Actually believe that drawing a rotating blob on a disk in Blender is the state of the art in physics. So what are we to do? There'll always be people who distrust scientists, and that might not even be a bad thing. But I think it's a mistake to ignore flat earthers.
Well, wait a minute.
Why would that be?
Yeah, why? That's what I'm wondering. I think she's getting ready to tell us. Finally, after 6 minutes and 22 seconds into an 8-minute video, finally going to get to the fucking point. Yeah, wow, holy shit. So we don't trust science. Now, wasn't it a bunch of you people out there going, oh, just trust the science, go get your experimental thing and just trust the science, right? And now you're saying that's not so bad of a thing, but these flat earthers, holy shit. But well, I can understand that because now your rulers, your masters have gone ahead and given us the disclosure and telling us about the last 4 years and saying exactly what all of us had lost channels for, got video strikes for, got censored on various platforms for saying it. And now when what we were saying comes true, do you think they're going to go, hey, you know, I'm sorry, we were fucking wrong to take your channel down. You guys were right. Holy shit. No, they're never going to do that. Never going to do that. Okay. Now the media is even coming out with this disclosure. I just saw some shit about AstraZeneca and how terrible that was. And that's in mainstream news. Saw it on YouTube. No strikes. I'm not going to cover it because I know they'll strike me. Hell, talk about that and flat earth. Fuck, they'll nail you. So, you know, so now people that just, you know, or don't trust scientists, that's not as bad as these pesky flat earthers, but let's find out why.
And I do have some sympathy for them. I really do. They're trying to figure out how
Yay.
nature works. And that's a good thing. We should just encourage them to get better at it. And then maybe one day they'll figure out that it's actually much easier to explain their observations if they stop believing that the Earth is flat.
All of my observations indicate that it is flat. So what are you talking about?
Well, that's why we got McToon and Craig to show. That's why we got Wolfie, McToon, and Craig to show us how their observations are right all the time.
Now, I've not run across this Wolfie character yet.
Oh, you should.
Yeah, I haven't run across him yet.
He's a co-pilot for a commercial airliner.
No, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. And I've actually heard regular pilots for commercial airliners say the exact opposite. Hundreds of them. Yeah.
I have too.
And Eddie,
the last flight I was on, I talked to the pilot. I talked to pilots in the airport too, and asked
so
them,
what's the bug up their butt when why are they pushing the issue? They're not really listening even to their own kind say the exact opposite.
No, I would imagine he's probably coerced or propped up by somebody as well. Why else would you bother? I mean, if you've got a good job flying in commercial aircraft, are you going to sit around and fucking argue with flat earthers and shit?
Well, obviously he doesn't have a really good job.
Or he wouldn't have to supplement it with that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just calling bullshit on his creds, you know?
Yeah. And I like Bob the Science Guy. I don't get why he rants and raves about the stuff he goes on about. But he
like you run across somebody that says, I'm an educator, and you find out that they're a part-time substitute teacher. You know, it's like, no, you're not. Shut up.
We had a guy called a Flat Earth Math. He was like that. He was a teacher, and he admitted that the Earth was flat, and all the pseudoscience was wrong, and he showed up all the tricks and stuff. He had came on Nathan's channel and admitted to this, but then again he went back to telling everybody blah 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 blah. It is a ball.
Yeah,
he does both, and that's how he promoted his YouTube channel too. That's how he got extra money. He called himself Charles Flat Earth Math.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he gets you in with the flat Earth math, and then he would go back to the ball again.
Jeez.
And he used like tanks of sugar water to bend light to show you how light curves.
Okay.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. That's why I said more sugar water in the tank. That proves the Earth bends light.
Yeah.
The whole atmosphere is full of sugar water.
Yeah. I was thinking that same thing. Jeez.
Nonsense, dude.
We should take flat earthers seriously is that a lack of science education is more of a societal failure than a personal one. Luckily,
I have to tell you, lady, I learned more about science outside of school than I did in school. And I used to believe this shit. Okay. I was reading books by Isaac Asimov and all kinds of shit, man. I was really into it. So I had more exposure than an average compulsory education prisoner has. Okay. And so you don't know even shit what you're talking about. You know, what is she just supposed to be authoritative because she has a German accent or because she's German or something? What is her actual reality? I don't even know.
There's an easy way to grow your scientific background knowledge, which is on brilliant.org. I really like Brilliant's courses because they get to the point very quickly and help me to remember the key facts. All of Brilliant's courses come with interactive visualizations and follow-up questions. This gives you a feeling for what's going on, and it also lets you check whether you understood it right away. I even have my own course on Brilliant. It's a beginner's course for quantum physics. It explains what the wave function is and what superpositions and entanglement are. It also covers the uncertainty principle and Bell's theorem. And afterwards, you can continue learning more about your favorite topics in science, computer science, or maths. Whether that's special relativity or quantum computing, Brilliant has you covered. If you use our link brilliant.org/Sabine, you'll get to try out everything.
So what was the scary part about the fucking flat earthers, Sabina?
She's not going to
We're
say
now
it.
7 minutes and 48 seconds into an 8 minute and 4 second. You spent more time promoting your own bullshit website than you have actually telling us why it scares you. So none of it really scares you. You just wanted to come on and blow your face. Is that what we're...
Yeah, she's getting views, dude, because she's on a flat earth topic. Yeah.
Right.
And can you find a flat earth on brilliant.com?
I don't know. Let's finish this. I'm going to leave a comment.
On Brilliant for 30 days for free, and you'll get 20% off the annual premium subscription. So go and check this out. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
I'll see you later, Sabina.
Oh, man. So let's leave a comment.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out the scary part of flat earth. I think you are very arrogant in your presentation.
That's beautiful.
Assumptive and deceptive.
Invite her on your show, Bob.
I think you are extremely ignorant of what flat earth is, and would invite you to my platform to my live stream on YouTube anytime so that I may, God, I got finger dyslexia, may educate you on how it all really works, and then you can escape from fantasy land.
Oh, that's a nice touch.
There we go. Still trying to figure out the scary part. Did I spell scary? Yeah, wrong. Of the flat earth. I think you are very arrogant. Got a space that I don't need. in your presentation, assumptive and deceptive. I think you're extremely ignorant of what the flat earth is and would invite you to my live stream on YouTube anytime so that I may educate you on how it all really works, and then you can escape from your fantasy land. Here we go.
That's beautiful.
So that's Sabina. What's up, L? Where'd you go, L? Dropping out and dropping back in like that?
I was on Element speaking to Flatzoid, so it actually booted me out by accident.
You got to quit running in and out. You're letting flies in.
No, sorry about that. It was actually a computer accident.
No,
I get Wi-Fi problems all the time. That's why I drop out of calls. Like our signal comes and goes. So.
Yeah, it's.
Like
I have
said,
times mine is all fucked. I kept getting bopped off of Flatzoids the other night, and so I just rebooted my computer and went back in. Then I had everything going just fine. I think for some reason this doesn't do like a memory dump like it should. I'm gonna have to have my cousin come over and check this out, because after I've like downloaded a bunch of stuff and I've been doing a lot of things, and it just really starts straining. So I don't know what's happening in there, but I'm sure he can fix it, because he's pretty well versed on how to keep these things running up and good. So if you hear me out there, buddy, come on by. I got a nice big bong hit for you.
So I'm going to ask a question, Saw. In the grand scheme of things, the man on the street, the working guy, how is any of this pseudoscience, or how is it going to help anybody out? How is it going to further us as people? How is it going to make our lives better?
Well, it can't. It can't.
It's not practical at all.
It can't, because how can you expand on nonsense without it just being nonsense? Is it going to give us any actual real advancements? No, because it's built off lies.
They swear that like they can do better medicines in the space station. Yeah, I'd like to see that. We've been taking care of ourselves for centuries upon centuries without any of this.
We got more diseases now than we've ever had.
Yeah, so it's made things worse, is what you're saying?
Yes, we have more diseases now. Did you know that one of the biggest causes of unnatural death is medical malpractice?
Yeah, Pfizer.
Statistically, that is one of the top fucking causes for unnatural death.
So dumbing down people makes it worse.
Yes.
Yes. All right, let's get stupid.
So you dumb them down and tell them that they're smart for believing the dumb.
Huh.
I mean, that's basically what they've got going on. We know that the education system is to take 12 years to teach them a whole lot about nothing. That's their whole goal. Because they don't want to think. You ever hear a commencement speech at a graduation of a high school where the people are going, and these young graduates going out to start their own businesses and invent things? And now they're ready to enter our workforce. Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, my girls graduated. Yeah. Well, both my girls graduated. There was no commencement speech like that at all. Mm-hmm. They didn't. They pretty much just give you a diploma. You get up, you walk your little thing over, and then the principal I was so glad to have this class of this year, yada yada yada. And there was no these are the brilliant minds that are going to go to Yale and Harvard and create wonderful things for humanity. I never heard a speech like that. No.
And that's not what they're after. It's a cycle. And I'm telling you right now, the universities and colleges are in cahoots with the banks.
Yeah. It's the money thing.
There's no way you can tell me or justify the cost of a tuition. There's no way you can justify that to me.
You can't justify the cost of a mortgage to me neither.
No.
30 years of paying off a couple of $500,000 for a home that's worth about what, $100,000? No.
Yep.
Yep.
It's
insane.
Well, people are waking up to that. People are waking up to that. People are asking those very questions, and people are questioning the things behind it and the operations behind it, and it's getting them to a point where it's got them scared.
Yeah.
And so they're throwing everything they can at it right now. And
So
I
this is
would
what's scary about flat Earth.
is this the stage that humanity was at when the last reset took place? The slaves are waking
Maybe.
up. The slaves are waking up. Do something. The slaves are waking up. Do something.
Could be.
You know, and we're seeing like right now. I got a friend in Texas. He's having a hell of a time. There's tornadoes and flooding and these severe storms going on down there. They're all over right now. Dubai flooding. I mean, come on. There's some really unprecedented shit going on in that department.
Well, if you have good civil engineers in these communities and people who actually know how things work, they can help with the situations. But if you got a whole bunch of people that like they're lost in space, there's a tree. Yeah, yeah, you're gonna get a whole bunch of dying people, dude, in the long run.
Yep. Yep. And that's unfortunate, but it's like you don't have to remain ignorant.
But
you don't have to. Being well adjusted to a profoundly sick society is not a good thing.
Definitely not. No.
Okay.
And a good sense of community actually goes hand in hand with just an actual learning how things work. If you can't figure out how to fix it, no matter what situation, if you're not, I guess, have an IQ or cognitive enough to actually react in the situation, then you become more reliant on Big Papa and Mama.
Well,
they can come take care of you.
They've purposely engineered people through social engineering to where most people are reactionary. They're not actionable.
Well, COVID, that's a good example right there.
Well, just look at some guy choking to death in a freaking restaurant. Nobody's helping him. They're filming it and screaming, call 911.
Yeah, that's stupid.
So that's what I'm getting at is that most people are just reactionary. They only react so that there's a pure stimulus response. There's no actionability amongst people.
So they're a bunch of punk ass people running around who don't understand anything.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Wonderful. Yeah.
They got a vast wealth of knowledge on useless shit. Like sports statistics and political figures and shit like that. Not on what's really important. Like, look. If you're still playing with these politicians, you're still dumb. Okay? You got to realize something. Those people were trained to act like you, to pretend that they're one of you, so that you can to charm you, so that you'll put them in a position of power. Now,
well, that's how we have lawyers, right?
My look at it is this: anyone that seeks power should be barred from having it. That's my opinion.
My stance is that all tyrants should die, dude.
That's my state motto.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, is it?
Sic semper tyrannis. And it's got a picture of Veritas with her, which is truth, with her, with a slain tyrant, crown laying next to his head and her foot on his chest. And it says sic semper tyrannis. Death be to all tyrants. This be to all tyrants. In fact, that's what John Wilkes Booth yelled as he jumped from the balcony after shooting Lincoln. He said sic semper tyrannis and ran out of the theater.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was half responsible for the Civil War itself, wasn't he?
Who? Booth?
No, Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln. Yeah, he was solely responsible for it. He was solely responsible for it. He put more dictatorial shit. He was worse than Obama could have ever thought to be. He was Obama 1.0. Okay. Equally hated North and South. He jailed his detractors in the press. He declared martial law. He suspended habeas corpus. This guy was a turd. He shelled New York.
He was a lawyer, wasn't he?
He was what?
He started out as a lawyer.
Well,
didn't he?
Yeah, he was the first bar attorney.
Yeah.
And this is precisely why you don't find the 13th Amendment. Because it would be, that makes it illegal. You see, and it actually is illegal for an American citizen to carry a title of nobility. And an esquire is a title of nobility.
Huh.
Yeah.
So the thing about all the bloodlines that go with politicians, they're all related, and they're all related to Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would ring true. That's why they have to hide all the time. You don't see them out in public.
Right.
They never. They only when they run out of money and resources, they go back into election again.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to cover this for tonight. We're at the 3-hour mark. It's been a good stream. Got a lot of people in here tonight. 119 right now. That's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Roger and Elle, thanks for coming up on the screen.
Thanks, Flatoids.
Yeah, and thanks Flatsoid for coming up. That was good. And we were right there where McKeegan was talking shit. And so I would fully expect that Keith's going to make a video on that. And rightly so. Anyway, I'm going to look into more of this Sabina Hassenpfeffer and Hassenpfeffer.
Yeah, that's what QE called her right away when he first saw one of her videos. It's
Hassenpfeffer, did he? Oh my God.
Yeah,
no
bring me my rabbit.
Yeah, right.
Cook, bring me my Hassenpfeffer.
Where's my lunch? Where's my dinner? I want Hassenpfeffer. Oh, I remember that. I was a Bugs Bunny fanatic growing up, man. That was my shit.
I think QE thinks he's Yosemite Sam too. He goes, whoa, mule, whoa. When I say whoa, I mean whoa.
Damn camel, yeah, right. And he beats it in the head with the damn gun. But here's, it was funny because I only ever heard him called Sam on the cartoons, right?
Yeah.
So I had a comic book and I was reading it. It was a Bugs Bunny comic book, and I was pronouncing it Yosemite Sam. I wasn't in school yet. I was taught how to read when I was really little, so how to sound out words and shit. And so I was reading this comic book, and I was like, Yosemite Sam. And my mom said, who? And I said, Yosemite Sam. And she just busted out laughing. She goes, it's Yosemite. And I was like, everything I learned about physics about phonics tells me that no, that's not what that says.
It almost sounds like you said anti-Semite.
Yeah, right. Or what's that's why all the time, like Socrates and instead of Socrates, or I call him Copernicus. And it really pisses these Globies off really bad when I do that.
That's the wisdom children have, man, because they don't like the funny part of what they take so serious.
Oh, I know. I can remember them days, man. But
yeah.
Anyway,
well, I was gonna say one thing before you take off. Like when I was growing up, my grandparents, they built their own house. They helped build the town we were in, and like half of the people that I grew up with, they ran the utilities in the town, and I never saw anybody arguing over stupid shit like this in my entire life. We just got stuff done, and I see like the civics and all of it come to a standstill in the past 15 to 20 years, and now I see why. There's a lot of stupid people running the institutions, dude. It's like dumb as fuck.
Yeah. And a lot of that too, they take people and they promote them to get them out of the way so that nobody has to work with them.
Oh, yeah.
And then what you end up with is these supervisors and managers that are just terrible. They're just terrible people to begin with, but they've got put there so that they didn't have to be around the people. My wife worked with some people like that they ended up being like a director of a whole department, and they were just awful. They were just fucking awful.
It's kind of like a TV show Office. The guy who is so socially inept and can't function in society is your boss.
Yes. Michael. Oh my God, I love that show. I'm sorry, I love that show. That thing, I crack up. I still watch it. But you know what blew me away? I'm going to get off here in just a second. But I was binge watching The Sopranos again.
Okay.
I cannot believe that series is 25 years ago. It started. It was 25 years ago. Was the first episode.
Wow, that's a while back.
1999, man. And I was like, holy shit. So I'm up into season 2, which is 2000, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I can't believe this. That's 24 years ago. I'm like, Jesus, doesn't seem like that. The time is
makes
just
you feel old.
I mean, it just really does. It whips. It just whips. I mean, I still consider music from the 80s as new. I mean,
anything with a techno beat with a synthesizer is new to me. But
yeah. All this new shit. Some of it I listen to. It's like somebody was talking about one of them, Beyonce or somebody, or even Taylor Swift. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever heard any of those people.
I haven't either.
Music.
But if you look into it, most of those artists, even from like Britney Spears and up, and the pop artists, they're all no talent hacks. They're put in a studio and they're given auto tune,
somebody, yeah.
Well, the thing is, I looked into that technology, and it dates back to like the early 50s. They started putting synthesizers together and stuff, but they're what they were stealing off the technology of like the auto tune itself is actually geared by the same technology they use to find core samples, and when they're mining, they took a lot of.
Hold on, wait a second. Quasar said, "How far to the edge of the flat Earth?" Who said there is a fucking and how would we ever know that? How would we ever be able to find that out, Quasar?
That's his rebuttal right there. That's it. Out of all the rest of everything he said he's going to prove physics, he asked us for an edge of an Earth.
Yeah, that's what they're always. I know. It's like, come on, you haven't been paying attention at all. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on. I just want to tell everybody, don't forget the Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey, and see your doctor and get rid of him because he'll probably fucking kill you. So until next time, have a great evening, good afternoon, morning, whatever daytime period or nighttime period it is. Good night, everybody.
Nice all.